Welcome everybody to another edition of the Stretch Run. I can't see Oldy. All I see is his background. Look, he just like reappeared.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. All of a sudden, it's been fine this entire time, and then it's doing this. I don't know.
You're a good man. Sorry all for being late. I was like getting my kids some food and getting ready, and then a glass shattered right when I was trying to get on the show. So, welcome everybody. Mike, Scott, thanks for being here. Everybody else, Ron, we appreciate it. Happy holidays, happy New Year. We're glad everybody joined and spending our time with us this afternoon. We only have, I don't know, what, 8 minutes till Gulfstream. Maybe that. I don't even know if we have that long. So, Oldy and I are going to talk singles mostly here just so we can get these tickets in. I'm going to give away 30% of my Gulfstream. I think we're giving away 4 pick fives or 4 30% shares of pick fives today.
Yeah.
So, Oldy, why don't you talk about your single here in leg 2, and then I'll talk about mine in a minute. This is Oldy's ticket for 180. But, Oldy, why don't you talk about the 6 horse Mama Maria here?
Yeah, so this was the big win percentage horse, top E pick, top win percentage, huge play on the morning line at 6-5 versus 1-2 as well. But also with the scratch of the 3, who was the other speed in the race, now has a decided pace advantage, it looks like, too. So, also top GSR, I forgot to mention that, top SOR. This horse just felt like a single. I don't think I was going to single here had the 3 not scratched out, because the 2 horses would have been competing for pretty much the same space on the race. And in the 6 last time out kind of showed that he wasn't great. If he gets past, he may not pass back. So you also have IRAD here. You have a 38% jockey trainer combo. So this just felt like the single here for this stretch, if you will.
Yeah, I get it. So, like, I'm totally trying to beat this horse just because I don't want a single chalk and, maybe isn't the right move. So this is my ticket. So, I'm singling in probably one of the most difficult races on the card, I would say. It's the feature race. So, I'm just trying to beat this horse to make my ticket pay something. I'm not tossing the horse because I think it can win. But I essentially went all here in that leg, Oldie, and then 1, 2, 5, 6 in the first. I'm a little bit, like, I'm trying to make sure I get this ticket in you all, just because I don't want to not get this in time so we can give it away. So 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So I singled the 7 horse here in the second EquinEdge pick in leg 8, causing mayhem. The 1, 6, and 7 faced each other last out. The crazy thing about this race, right? The 1 horse's top win percent is 15-1 morning line.
Yeah.
With Bridgman for I think it's Anna Mia. So I watched that race a little bit. I have no idea what happened to the 7. They completely tried to take this horse back, and I don't really know what happened. So I love that this horse is the second EquinEdge pick. In addition, Oli, you shared with me a workout report. This horse is going to be, on the pace, I would hope, today with Luis Saez, like, last out. This horse was way back. I don't even know why. Like, maybe they're trying to do something different. So I'm like, toss that race, and if you go back to these other races, this horse is going to be on the lead or near the lead with Saez, and I think is very dangerous and has a big workout report, which I saw. So I'm just tossing the last race, like, in a very tough race. I think this horse, I love that it's the EquinEdge second pick.
No, I get it. The workout report was really good on that horse. I think that horse has a really good shot there.
Yeah. So, Odi, we only have not long. We have 1 minute. So anybody, last chance, like, if you go to my Twitter, we're giving away tickets. You got to retweet a tweet. It's pinned on my tweet. Stephanie, Cindy, Chris, Ron, Andy, Ken, everybody, thank you. Happy holidays. Oldy, why don't you talk a little bit about this first race? And let me know. So let me, or the chat, let us know when it's getting ready. I'm gonna try to give this ticket away really fast.
Yeah, I mean, this first race I thought was pretty wide open. There's a heavy favorite in the 6, who's 4-5, 7-5 on the morning line. Um, Looks to be the pace here. Second time starter, moving up in class for Jorge Delgado. What's interesting is didn't draw IRAD here, but is 27%. You have the 2 Sea Hunter, who's the uh, long shot. I think that this horse has a shot to go past the 6 here in the stretch. The 2 also had a really nice workout report. So going off of that as well, I think that horse is working nice. The didn't run poorly, even though the GSR is not great on the grass, and like I said, has some big works. The one,
Cindy
but
singled the one I see in her pick six. I thought about singling that horse, but keep going, Oldie.
yeah, I'm not. So the one was the one that I almost didn't use here. I know the GSR is big, but if you look at the one tends to keep the position it gets. So if it doesn't get the lead here, I'm not sure the one at 1 for 9 in this field is going to go by anybody.
I love Ole. Look at this. Look who won. I love this. You know, Nate, huge supporter. I love you,
Yep.
man. You're such a good dude. Jotham, I don't know you, but congrats to winning. Topher somehow is. Oh, did I screw this up? Maybe I did.
No,
Is Topher not following EquinEdge?
I guess not.
Well, okay, good. And like, I don't see how other people. And Cindy, congrats! Like, I love that. Terrible GSR in the 6. I do agree with you. So there's our 3 winners. They're on the turf course. But Cindy, Nate, Jotham, congrats! 10% of my ticket. I will show it again. It's absolutely kind of a crazy ticket, but I like it because I like the 7 a lot. So I was gonna bet that horse to win, so I'm singling it and gonna try to beat the 6 in the next race. Obviously, if this can hit and can beat the 6, it'll pay massive. But
Yeah.
you know, it's a bigger ticket. But I thought if I'm gonna try to beat the 6 and I'm singling in such a wide open race, why not from a ticket structure standpoint? So, congrats, Nate, Cindy, Jotham. I'll post that in a second. Maybe Oldie, we can post it after the race. Let's an Oldie remember, and we might get a little echo. So good luck, all. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
they're loading. I'm gonna turn it over to Frank. Not Frank, but yes.
No sound, Justin. And we got the heavy favorite. You're muted, Justin.
Sorry, y'all. Having technical difficulties this morning. Yep, big favorite. Oldie. I don't know why there was no sound. I really don't, man.
I think you may have accidentally been muted. I don't know if it muted you or what it was.
It did. It did. That's what happened. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So, I know what happened, so I won't mess that up next time. So, I'm using my AirPods just because it's gonna be a little bit easier today. So, yeah, it was pretty impressive. I would agree, Cindy. I mean, for how fast they went. So, all right. So let me, Oldy, let's talk. Laurel, you tell me, what you want to talk to, but I got to do this Twitter thing real quick just so we can post this
Okay.
out. And then we have Laurel in 9 minutes, so we're probably only going to end up covering singles again. We'll talk through the races here, I guess, after both of them. But feel free. What race do you want to talk on, Laurel? You
Race
want to talk
4.
leg four? Leg four?
Yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
cool.
night 4 was devastated by scratches here. I was originally going to be single to the 6 there, who was 6-1 on the morning line. And unfortunately, the 6, the 3 was a horse that I thought had a shot there, along with the 1 and the 5. But I liked the 6 best, and I was going to single there, scratched out. So that left me with the 1, who, has won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 of 6, and the 5, who has won 2 in a row there. And the 5 actually at 9 furlongs did beat the 1. So it was either, do I single here or do I take both horses in a 2-horse race? I chose to take both horses in what I thought was a 2-horse race here. Um, I think the 1 may want longer, and so my top choice is the 5 here. And I think we won't get the price we would have gotten, but we'll get a little bit of a price here, hopefully, too.
All right, I'm almost done, man. Give me 1 second. I got
No problem.
both these. I just got to tag everybody.
No problem. And then 459 in the last, which was the one race that's not a stakes race here. The 9 has a decided pace advantage, and could go gate to wire in the last race at 3-1 on the morning line, 8-5 on the morning line. Top E pick as well, and top win percentage. And that might have been a single consideration as well there had I gone that route. Another interesting horse to look at while we're waiting on Justin to finish is the 3 in race 9, who you'll notice on the morning line is 9-5, but is 6-1 on the track morning line, and has won 2 in a row, including against Similar in the Claiming Crown Tierra race at Churchill. So, and won that race by 10 lengths. So this is a pretty good horse. Do think the morning line seen this pretty clearly. Also is the E top pick there.
Okay, Oli, are you, we can give away, what, do you want to give away part of your pick five here at Laurel? I can do the
Yeah,
same on mine if we want to do that too, since we have four to give away, and then, or
yeah.
we could wait also until Gulfstream's or Golden Gate, Santa Anita, and give one away each there. What do you want to do?
Whatever you want to do, but I go ahead and give away 30% of this one.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna give away another 30%. Let's see here. So same tweet. I think I'll have to. I wish these races went off a little bit sooner. They just like they just go right over the top at the beginning of the
Yeah.
show. Okay, but I think we'll be okay here. And I'll talk about my single in a second. Um, so there's all the entries again. Oh, I got to go back. We only had one winner, giving away three here. Oh,
Oh, you had it. It does that sometimes.
yeah, I know. Not the best, like, free tool, but. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Jeff, Paul, and Kevin again. I like it.
Yeah.
So there's the winner. Oldies ticket right here. So anybody who's in the chat, congrats. Oldie, let me talk about my single for a second. You are not using this horse, but I'm single too. Divine Leader and leg 2, race 8. Um, this is a John Ennis horse, or John Enos. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but big Kentucky trainer. This guy always has 2-year-olds ready. This is a somewhat lightly raced 5-year-old, I would say. Only 14 races. Shows up here. I find this like really sneaky because I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, why is he shipping a horse? Hey, Gary. Uh, why is he shipping a horse up to Laurel? And like, I'm not a huge fan of the 4 and 6 in this race. I think the 4 has huge potential to stop. This horse has had an easy lead versus easier,
Hmm.
and I think it stopped. The 6, Jackson Traveler, Oldie, we actually have talked a lot about this horse over the last probably year or two just because of various reasons, but it's only 14%, but this horse is taking a big drop in class. But I don't think has to win. So for me, it then became, I'm like, okay, I didn't really like the too much. I think that horse is interesting.
Yeah.
And it became the 7 or 10 for me, to be honest. And I ended up going with the 7 as the EquinEdge long shot, who had a better win percent. And also just looking at the 10, it's going to get a good pace setup. But this horse, 9 wins in 25 tries, has been facing tougher, drops in here. I mean, definitely runs well at Laurel, so it's a bit risky, but I don't know. The 7 also has good notes from a work report perspective. So I think this horse is ready. I think ships in here. I don't really know why, but I think it's dangerous. So that's my single at Laurel. But Oldie, how much time we got? We got about 2
2
minutes.
minutes.
Anything you want to talk about here in the first race? I thought the 1 was tough here. I thought this horse could be dangerous. Is obviously the favorite.
Hmm.
But I spread a little bit on my ticket. You're 1,259. I'm 157.
You're 157.
I tossed the 9.
Yeah.
And I took the 5 as a potential long shot, but this horse is taking money. Not a long shot, I guess, with 6-1. This horse is at 7-2. He's taking
Yeah.
money. It's going to be tough to get the lead, but it is tactical, I would say. It's the top GSR. I think this horse is very sneaky here that could potentially upset.
Yeah. I just look at this that there's a lot of pace here. The 1 can rate. The 9 really can't. The 5 can't. But I think this could set up well for the 2 at 12-1.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I mean, it's I tossed the 2 and 9. I
Yeah.
didn't like the 9 at all. I think this horse has to have the lead, and I don't necessarily. Uh, I mean, I think it's gonna run well, and on the lead could be tough, but I just its SORs are a
Yeah.
little bit easier. I think there's some tough horses. This is a nice stakes race, I would say. I don't think this horse could it can wire the field. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think there's the 7s. It could really disrupt some things here, I would
Yes.
say, for Lacey Goddard.
Yeah. The 7's the one that I didn't use that I'm most concerned about. But I question maybe the extra half furlong.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's a good stakes race, though. They, for a Friday Laurel card, they did a good job, I would say. So, all right. Um, Anything else to add, Oldie, on this race before we? I'll post out. Oldie, do you want? I can post it to. I'll post it to my Twitter, the
Okay.
ticket share, if that's okay.
Yeah.
That way, it just keeps it easy, and you can keep doing your thing. Um, Any plans for the New Year's? Anybody in the chat or Oldie? Anything big going on?
Nothing on my end.
How's your daughter doing?
Good. She a little bored over break, but she's good. And she starts practice again next week, so that'll keep her busy.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you? How's your son feeling?
He's good. He's doing better. He's actually sitting here. They're playing Xbox. They actually go to their mom's for the New Year's weekend. So I am without kids. Steph, my girlfriend, she was actually in the chat a minute ago. She might still be here, but awesome girl. Pax, you want to say hi?
Hello.
Hello.
But she has a vacation home in Eastern Washington, so we're actually headed over there sometime this evening. But yeah, the everlasting 0 minutes to post, Ken. I like it. It's so true. And Scott, you're staying out of trouble. That's what I like to hear. Any price sources? Ken, I saw some. Yes. I always have price sources though. So. But Steph's still here. But yes, Ken, there is some. I'll try to talk to him. I mean, I think my 7 in the next race, I think, is dangerous. Not necessarily a price source, but I did see a couple. I can't remember if it's at Golden Gate or Gulfstream, but we'll talk through them. I think we can try to talk a little bit more vertical bets too, Oldie.
Yeah, and Kenny, I think the 2 if the 2 doesn't win here, I think the 2 is going to finish somewhere in the money.
All right, I'm going to take these off and make sure I'm not muted. Can you hear, Oldy?
Don't let Sweet fool you.
Okay.
Feed a spree. Move again. And Forte. In the gate. And they're off of the Willa on the Move stakes. Don't let Sweet fool you, swaying to and fro, and Forte there on the outside. Few Desprez is 4th early, and they're followed by Juror number 4, and moving Moxie in between horses, and Flashy Charge at the back of the outside. Only 6 lengths covers them. Don't let Sweet fool you. Leads at 3 parts now, a half length with room on the inside for swaying to and fro, who's kept up on the inside there. Don't let Sweet fool you. Don't let Sweet fool you. Swaying to and fro. Now they're head to head for the lead. 3 clear from Forte, who's in 3rd. Fee Desprez is 4th with 5 to make up round that far turn. And next to the outside, Movie Moxie, Juror number 4, and Flashy Charges in the back. Into the far turn, 3 furlongs from home, swaying to and fro. Don't let Sweet fool you. Latched onto one another. In the meantime, Forte is 2.5 to make up, and Fee Desprez is taken off the inside. Asked for a full sprint home there from 4th, and Juror number 4 saving ground as they turn for home. Don't let Sweet fool you. Swaying to and fro. Swaying to and fro has more to offer down on the inside. Swaying to and fro. Very confident ride with a furlong left to go. Under Grant Whitaker kicking away almost 3 lengths now. From Don't Let Sweet Fool You is 2nd, and it's Forte 3rd, and Feed Desprez and followed by Juror number 4.
5 made that look easy.
To and fro. Ultra Sharp to win by 5 at the finish. And
That was an impressive win.
Yeah, I thought the 9 needed the lead, and I just really didn't think that horse is gonna get the lead. I talked about the 7 or the 5, right? Like that horse get the lead, but I thought it was tactical. But that horse was very sneaky. But look at that, Oldie, 2-1, and going off as the favorite, which is just crazy.
Now second choice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Is for people in chat, is Oldie echoing now, or does Oldie, are you only echoing like if the race is going? And if anybody in the chat can comment and Oldie, go ahead and talk.
I was going to say I hear myself.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Steph said yes. Okay.
Yeah,
be good.
I muted myself during the race so that I didn't talk by accident and echo.
But did he stop echoing? I think he stopped. Oli, go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, both those tickets advanced, so that's good, Oldie. The 7 was running a great race, but I know you didn't have the 7. So good news there. So we have Santa Anita in 32 minutes, Golden Gate in 77 minutes. And then we have Gulfstream Race 2 in 10 minutes. So maybe we wait to do Santa Anita Oldy until after Gulfstream. And we can talk a little bit of Gulfstream here. And then I will. So you are single to the 6, who's 2 to 5 at the moment, which is not entirely surprising. I'm spreading here, trying to beat this horse. And then at Laurel, I'm singled in the next. So let's jump over to, unless you want to talk Tampa, Oldie, for this couple minutes. I got to jump to Twitter, though, and get your bet share ticket out to the winners. You tell me what you want to talk to for a couple minutes.
I mean, we can talk to Tampa if you want. This is a carryover. I did prepare a ticket that I put out today for that. If we want to do that, we could also do a pick 4 at Gulfstream, whatever people prefer.
Well, you just talked to something for a couple minutes, and Alex, we'll do Santa Anita pick 5 here in a minute. But let me jump to Twitter real quick and get your ticket out to these winners real quick.
Yeah.
So you tell me, do you want to talk? I don't think you need to talk this single. So why don't you just talk Tampa Bay for a couple minutes before they go off? This is a carryover late pick 5 for anybody who wants to play it. So Oldie, maybe speak to this for a minute.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice size carryover, starting with this low-level claimer race, which is a pretty tough race. I know I've seen some tickets single to the 1 or going 110 to start off with. I thought this was probably a deeper race than that. And, I went 110, 8, who's the long shot, 6, 7. And the 6 and 7 look like they're going to have a price here too. If they come in, they're both over 10 to 1. The 7 being very lightly raced, first time turf, slight jump in GSR, nice workouts. The 6, this is the 3rd run on turf. He's had a couple decent efforts there and is dropping in SOR. The 6th race I thought was about a 3-horse race, the 2, 4, and 8. And, I could see singling the 4 here as well. And that's another low-level maiden race. It's a 40K maiden race. And that's a middle-of-the-road GSR there. The 8's a second-time starter for Bennett and Camacho. That's a very high percentage duo there. They're 22%. Bennett's pretty good with second-time starters. And then Hardy has the 2-horse, who's the second choice, but at 37% win percentage. Nice 61 GSR. I'm getting feedback there. Hey, Tony, we're just talking Tampa a little bit here while we're waiting for Gulfstream. So I used those 3 horses here. I thought I really spread on all 3 turf legs here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10 in the 8th. Again, the win percentages say this is a pretty wide open race. The 1 and 2 are your E first and second choice, but reversed in win percentage here. The 4 is your top GSR, and in 3 attempts at the distance has a victory. There's only a couple other horses in here who have a victory at the distance. Going fast here, the 5 was my single, 39%, not in the top picks. But if you look at the 5, you'll see the 5 has rated before, has been facing better and moved down. I think maybe just needed the race last time out and has been working pretty well. And this is a pretty weak group, I felt like. I could see the 7 too. I don't think this went deeper in my mind than a 2-horse race there of the 5 and the 7. And then I spread at the end to with the 1, 2, 8, 10.
Nice. Okay. I think I'm about ready. Tony, we both have pick fives at Laurel and Gulfstream Park. So we'll talk about those in a second. How much time we got till?
I will say, if I had to do it over again, as I look again, I probably would have singled the 10 in the last. At Tampa.
All right, I almost got this, Oldy. Sorry.
All right, no worries. We're all doing it on the fly, so.
It's just tough, man. It's doing this stuff like I got to jump and do screenshots and need like a producer here.
Chris, thank you for putting that out there. That's a $150 ticket there. And yes, Dettori's last mount will be in the Breeders' Cup.
Oh, at Santa Anita?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do wonder, though, if he's retiring or if this is a Gary Stevens retirement.
Which means what?
Oh, he retired like 4 or 5 times and then came back each time.
Okay. Yeah.
Another example may have been a boxer retirement, like back in the day, the Sugar Ray Leonard retirements.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if we want to, we have a couple minutes here if we want to watch the Tampa race, but have people watch the Tampa race, but obviously not. We can't show it. Horse 7 at Tampa laid down in the starting gate.
All right, got those out. Sweet. Sorry, that took a little bit of extra time. So we have 2 minutes till Gulfstream. You are singled Oldie to the 6. Big 1 to 5. Not surprising here. This horse is 60% to win. I'm just trying to. I really like the horse in the 4th leg, the 7 horse. So I just tried to beat this horse. It could be tough though. It really could. There were a couple of little good workout notes on some of these. I like the EquinEdge morning line on the 4. I thought was interesting, but this horse, right? Mama Maria, Oldie, you talked. I mean, this horse is dropping in class, is protected, which is the big thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's dropping out of a maiden special into a maiden optional claim. But still a 52 SOR. But this horse is protected, so. It's finding a perfect spot, to be honest.
Absolutely, 100% agree. While we're waiting, there's an interesting race about to go off at Aqueduct too, where you have 299 pace horses, and then the next horse in the race has a 46 pace number. So you're going to have 2 horses way ahead. And potentially pushing each other. They're right next to each other in the stalls too. And then you have some horses that can really run late.
Mm-hmm.
And have some class.
The 5 horse, the EquinEdge price plays, taking a ton of money. This horse, look at the 7, Spooky Road. Jacqueline Davis, right? I mean, this horse though, for Linda Rice, I mean, has 3 wins and 5 tries and is 77 GSR, which is a little bit interesting.
And a win in a 66.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's pretty wild. I mean, that horse, I guess somebody asked, was that Ken earlier? I mean, that horse is going to hit the board, I would say, at 12 to 1. I would not be surprised if there's a massive pace here.
Yeah, the other one that's interesting to me at 5 to 1 is Ice Princess. Just on the drop, but the horse isn't that fast and doesn't seem to like to pass anybody.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got how much time? They're supposed to be at the post at Gulfstream, but they're still kind of wandering around back there. 21 minutes till Santa Anita. Oldy, I didn't get it. Did you drop me your Santa Anita ticket?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Promise you. It's there.
No, you're good. I just got to jump over and I got to
Or
grab
I
it.
can
real
walk
quick.
you through it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. What's your budget?
The usual 120.
Okay. And then, all right, first leg.
First leg, 2, 4, 6, 10.
All right, second leg.
2, 5 through 7.
Okay.
Race 3 is my single of the 1.
Okay.
Race 4 is 4, 5, 8. I think the 8's really sneaky there too.
And then the last.
The last is 1, 3, 6, 8, 10.
Okay. All right. There's yours. We'll come back to this in a minute, though. Oops. Don't want to pin that. Duplicate here. Move this down here. All right. So there's Oldie's Gulfstream ticket. Everything, but no. Well, not everything. I am all. Oldie is single to the 6. It'll be interesting here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the show, please. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We appreciate you guys spending the holiday Friday with us as we approach the weekend and everything. And everybody, I hope you have a happy and safe New Year. But they're loading. I'm gonna turn it over and take my AirPods out, and then I'll fix the sound.
Mama Maria and Bo Dill, last 2 to move in. Bo Dill, Sonny Leone up to the outside. They're at the post. And they're off. The big favorite, Mama Maria, timed the start perfectly and leads by a length early. Buck and Beauty is there second. Toward the rail, Miss MM is now third. Up to fourth goes Bo Dill, outside of Flakes, and Hidden Road is last. They make their way to the half-mile point. Irad Ortiz Jr. has a big rainfall of the daughter of Gervin as Mama Maria has the lead a half a length. Buck and Beauty and Gaffleone trying to keep pace while second. Up to third goes Flakes outside of Miss MM. She's now racing in fourth. Back to fifth and Bo Dill, and still at the back is Hidden Road. 22 and 4 for the opening quarter. Around the far turn they go. Now it's time to go to work on this 1-5 favorite Mama Maria. She's nursing a neck advantage. Flakes is 3 wide. Buck and Beauty is between horses, and these 3 across the course. Trying to run home from the back is Hidden Road, and they're at the top of the stretch. Mama Maria better pick up her ball game. She just got passed, not only by Buck and Beauty, but by Flakes, who's rolling out in the center. And Flakes and Edgard Zayas have taken a clear lead. Mama Maria trying to get back into it. Back to third and Buck and Beauty. Final 16th of a mile. It's Flakes driven out. The upset is on at 8-1. Flakes and Edgard Zayas with a power move off the corner to.
Yeah.
I hope you're right there.
Yeah, you and me both, brother. I mean, the thing about, and we can talk about that for a second because, well, we got to talk Santa Anita, and, but, Oldy, let me get back to sound check, audio.
Testing.
Okay. 10-1 at Tampa. I don't know. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we that was one of the horses I said I've seen some tickets single to the 10 or the 1 there, and it was really a 2-horse race.
So Scotty has a big ticket. That's pretty. I have no idea what the will pays here are, but it sounds like that. He's got what 5 times? Somebody said a pick 5. Like that's pretty wild. A pick 5s are paying minimum is $3,500 to the 3. The 7 would be amazing. 10 grand 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 5, Chris. I didn't. My son said you should do it. Yeah, we'll hope Scotty wins, Pax. Oh, we gotta just. The thing about this is, I don't know. The 5 actually had really. I think some of these horses had good work reports. The 1 was a first-time starter, and I thought went off at 8 to 1, 11%. I mean, this horse can win, but I also don't. I mean, I love that it's dropping and it's protected. It's still dropping. Yeah. It's an easy spot. Like it should win, but also it was coming off a 6-week layoff. I just didn't the win increase jumps, but I just didn't think it was anything special. It just didn't look, like anything amazing. I don't know. I just I don't know. First time starter winning doesn't surprise me though. So
no, not at all.
Yeah. So to your point, I hope that my 7 here is ready to go. I think it's going to be. We still got to get through a couple other legs too. But all right, we got Santa Anita in 14 minutes, Oldy. I'm gonna just look through your ticket and chat at the same time on the stuff that I see. And we'll roll with your ticket. Do you want to? I'll give away Golden Gate 30%. Do you want to give away 30% of your Santa Anita ticket?
Sure. Let me see if I can catch it in time to do
that.
If not, I'll have to.
No. Why don't let's go through this. We'll I can put one out on mine, so that's easy. So
okay, I can do Golden Gate instead then.
No, I'll do Golden Gate. I can do Golden Gate at Santa Anita, but just because I haven't looked a ton at Santa Anita, I looked at Golden Gate, looked at Laurel, looked at Gulfstream Park. I will tell all of you, Santa Anita rain. I didn't know if they're on the turf. The scratches came out super late. It's just I don't know, a little bit frustrating. But so you are 2, 4, 6, 10 here, Oldy. Tell me anything you see here and the first race, anything you liked or anything specifically. I know they're on the turf. So be curious on, they're going 2 churns. This is a maiden special weight. Many of these have raced. What were your thoughts here?
Well, if the 10 had a different post, I think the 10 might be a single here. 34%, top E pick, top win percentage. Good GSRs, run well on the turf, gets Pratt, which, should help that horse get over the top. The negative is that outside post on a mile race here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the 6, big GSR, should sit right behind the speed here. And have a decent shot to just take over at that point. Hasn't shown great ability to rate, so may push a pace here, which also helps the 10 and the 4 a little bit. The 2's a second-time starter for Grand Motion by Warfront, so a mile's right in that. Huge works. I believe that the workout report was really strong on this horse as well. I think this horse can really run. I think it's going to run well here, and maybe one of those horses that goes to the lead and just never looks back. And then I also like the 4, who's a low GSR horse, but is a British horse and does draw Dettori here. So I think it was hard to ignore here. not at least taking Dettori, who's also the second EE pick here.
Yeah, for sure. I like it. Give me 1 second. I was trying to look something up real quick. So, ticket generator. Well, I didn't get a chance to see ticket generator, but when I looked at this, I mean, the 6, you have the 1 who's 5%, GSR 15% with Rispoli. I think to your point, the 10, would be really tough here. The outside post, I think, is going to make that difficult. You have JJ on the 2, and I think you're right. I mean, I think this horse is for sure live. I think you have the right horses from my perspective when I look at this. The 9 is obviously the EquinEdge long shot. It would be any time that I had 4 horses, I try to tell myself to look at that. So that would be the one thing here, from a pace perspective. The rail is at 20 feet. I don't know how far that really is at Santa Anita, but the 3 also from a pace perspective, is a little bit interesting. But this horse kind of ran on the speed at Del Mar, got challenged. So it'd be interesting to see what type of lead this horse gets.
Well, and I think on the 9, I don't like Wong horses at Santa Anita. Love them at Golden Gate. Don't like them at Santa Anita.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, let's go to leg 2. You are spread here. So 2, 5, 6, 7. No 1, no 3. This race looked, when I looked at this a little bit, this race looked like really, really wide open. You have a Warren's Candyman. The 6 was interesting at 21% top win, 5-2 EquinEdge morning line. Sonic Breeze here on the dirt. You have Cedillo at 38%. Like, what was your thoughts on the 6? And then, you added a little bit elsewhere as well.
Yeah, so the 6, my number one thought was that the workout report's really strong there. It is the long shot. Same with the 7, who I don't love, but I think you have to use here. Both had really strong works and good reports here. I think the 6 has a really, really good shot here. The 5, I think also, coming off the win next time out, I think has shown it can move up a little bit in class. Has the ability to go the distance here. I think the 5's dangerous. And, the system wanted to go all but 1 here. I didn't love the 1 or the 4. So I just said 1, 4, and 3 I'm going to get rid of. And I went with the 2, who I think has a shot to get the lead here and is dropping a little in class. And then the 7's coming back to dirt.
Yeah, I like it. All right, let's go to leg 3. We got 2 minutes. Well, let's look at Laurel for a second here. They're behind the gate. We got Santa Anita in 8 minutes. Why don't you talk about your single real quick, Oldy, as they approach the gate? At Santa Anita, you're singling the 1 here, an 8-1 morning line, but 9-5 with Dettori on the EquinEdge morning line.
I knew you'd like that when you saw the difference in the morning line and the morning line. I think there's enough speed here to set up for the 1. The 1's 2 of 3 at the distance, nice GSR, Mike McCarthy and Dettori. I think this was a 74 SOR race before the 7 and the 2 scratch. The 5's a sprinter, is going to most likely push the pace here, could get away, but hasn't shown the ability to last at a mile. The 3, has a win at 62 SOR, has raced against better on dirt, but hasn't shown that much. And Mendelssohn hasn't been that great as a sire. And, then the 4, just looks like a need to lead type, doesn't really pass anybody. So it was kind of a process of elimination. Lightly raced horse, gets to Tory, has shown it can run on the turf course. And then with the scratch of the 2 and the 7, I think you lost a lot of class here.
All right. I love it. We'll come back. We're going to watch this low race. I'm single to the 7 here. I think the 4 and 6 are not as dangerous as we think. I could be wrong. 10, I think, is, though. But let's turn it over. I'm gonna fix the sound, and we'll get there.
Yeah, and I think I told you the 5, I think, is really dangerous here, too.
And they're off. Factored in, gets the first call out of the gate. Jackson Traveler set up there in Karen's Notion, racing up on the inside. Here comes Barron. Barron down to the inside of Factored in. Now they're head-to-head. An opening for a long and a half with Karen's Notion in third. Jackson Traveler, then Divine Leader on the far outside of that is Kenny Had a Notion within 3 lengths of the pace. It's a quick one, too. Heading on to the far turn run, Showtime Cat and Savoy trailing the field, but only 8 from the front. Factor it in into the far turn run, leads it ahead. Factor it in, Jackson Traveler right up there, the 2-path and 3 wide. Divine Leader on the outside as Kenny Had an Ocean. Barron is 5th and on the chase. So that good clip up front, and it's another 3 lengths back. And back to Showtime Cat and back to Karen's Notion and Savoy trailing the field. Top of the stretch with a quarter of a mile left to go. Factored in, turns in. Factored in leads the way. Barron targets and tips off the inside. Factored in, Barron now to square off for a long and a half left to go. Factored in, Stillwelling opening up a length and a half. Barron shifting over down to the inside, opening on the inside for Barron. Factor it in, tries to keep going for another furlong under Angel Cruz. Got it by a length and a half from chasing Barron. It's Factored in, and the gray streaks home in style in the day's friend stakes to win by a length and a half. Barron was second, then it was Savoy third, followed by Karen's Notion fourth, Divine Leader.
All right.
Sorry about that. I know that was your single there.
Oh, that's fine. That race played out a little bit different than I thought. So there's nothing that I would have, I think, done differently. How I projected the race. The 10 was obviously just much the best, to be honest. Yeah. So, all right. So the 4, I knew it was going to struggle there. I thought that horse would stop, but it knew it couldn't get the lead. So, the 10 was just much the best. So, all right. So you were single to the 1 here. We have 3 minutes. Then hold on. I gotta
fix
mute that. Yeah, sorry. Could you hear the race there?
Yes.
When I had my AirPods in? I have my AirPods in.
Yeah.
So you could hear it. Oh, well, that's cool. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's a good thing. So sorry, y'all. As Oldy knows, I'm like, oh, that's great. Tony said, what about the 3 with Umberto? Oldy here. What were your thoughts on the 3? And then we got 4 minutes. So you keep going. But anything on the 3 here?
I mean, the 3 is really, I think, is dangerous here. I just prefer Dettori, and I think the 1's a little more tactical in terms of position here. The 3, I think may also be getting a little blinded by that 80 SOR in the dirt race, where it didn't run at all, and that jacks up the SOR in the system. But my personal feeling is Mendelssohn hasn't been that good of a turf sire, not as good as we expected. And I do think, like I said, I think there's a lot of pace here. And I think that the 3 is going to be one of those horses up along that pace.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We got 4, 5, 8 in the next leg with they're on the turf course. Anything to add here?
The 4 and the 5 were your Captain Obvious picks that the system picked up too. The 8 has a 3-star work, and I think could be sitting on a big race here. Is in line in terms of SOR. Hasn't run well in a while though, so we'll see if he's sitting on a big race or not. But gets the jump in win percentage from 4% to 12, and is with a good trainer. I think that the 8 could be dangerous here. Second off the layoff as well. I forgot to mention that.
And then the last, I know the system likes the 3. That's where I'm getting a single. I got to try to get this ticket in at the same time, so that I can give this away. But Oldy, why don't you were 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. Tell me a little bit about the 3 horse here, and then where else you spread here.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The 3 definitely could be a single here at 32%. What's interesting was it was not the top E pick, not in the top E picks at all. And I'm not sure why the top picks algorithm didn't like this horse. But I think that this horse is usable and dangerous there. I could see singling it. I think the 10, who's a European horse, first time Phil D'Amato, first time Flavian Pratt. I think that horse is dangerous here. Gets a bump in GSR2 going a mile instead of 7 furlongs in Europe. You know, the 1, hasn't really run all that well. Gets a little bit of relief in terms of SOR. And, I'm trying to buy you time here. I think the 6 could get the lead and maybe gets to an easy lead if he does. Because the 1 is kind of stopped when that's happened. And, if the 6 gets an easy lead, could get away at a pretty decent price, 6-1 morning line, 10-1 E morning line, also E long shot, and 10% on the win line, up from 2% previous time out too. So it's something to pay attention. The system sees something there.
All right, they're off. Let me
Okay.
know. Can you hear it?
Not yet, no. But I don't echo, so that might be why. Just like we talked, that 2 with the huge works was sitting on a huge race there, second time out. I think you muted yourself again, Justin.
Okay, that's yeah, 10 no bueno, Tony. I do agree with you there. That just was not good at all. That's a tough post, man. Like, I mean, I don't think it would have mattered, to be honest. But so I played 2, 3, 4, 9, 10 there. I singled the 3 in the last. So let me see. I got to see if it will show up on this. I got 2 versions of EquinEdge going. No, so 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have to give this away too. So, and then I just went 6, 7 here. A little bit dangerous, but I like both of these horses. I tossed the 5. Oldy, you talked about this race though. So I thought was really interesting. And then I did not use the 1. But I went 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and then 1 through 5, 7, 8 there. So that was that. I will give away 30% of that in a second. We have 8 minutes till Gulfstream. So Oldy, your ticket is down. My ticket's alive to the next leg. We're going to be rooting hard for the 7, right, in this next leg. But here, yeah, it was dead last almost, Tony. But Oldy, I thought this was a really tough race. I talk a lot about on the synthetic, horses really struggle to win on the lead. I do think that if Jose or Luca Panici can set really good fractions, I actually think the 3 might be able to wire the field here. So I think will be interesting here at Gulfstream. I do not have the EquinEdge long shot, which is kind of scary to me. And I don't have the 7, and I thought was dangerous. So the EquinEdge long shot's the horse I would have added instead of the 3. Instead, I added the 3. I don't think the 6 has to win, though. Its first is burned a little bit of money, but and then I thought the 4 was really dangerous. But any thoughts here about at Gulfstream, Oldy? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I pretty much in agreement with you. I would not use the 7. Does not appear to want synthetic at all. McPeak horses don't win a lot of these races either. But I'm pretty much in agreement with you here. I would probably consider the 6 or the 3 as my top choices.
Yeah, I wish that I had the 5, to be honest with you, that EquinEdge long shot. So I hope that doesn't beat us. To be honest, I think that horse could really win this race. I'll probably place just a little win bet, try to win some money back in case that horse does win, or maybe actually I'll just play a daily double into the 7 is what I'll do, just since I don't have that horse, and if the 7 ends up winning the next race, at least it'll pay really nice. So that is how I will save versus that. And it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited for this single in the next race, though. So
yeah, let's get you there. It's getting there that sometimes is the hard part.
Yeah, Ken, hold on. We will do some. I promise you that, because
I don't think this is the race to run a vertical either.
No, I probably wouldn't. Yeah, I probably wouldn't here. We could look at Laurel. I did play some notes. I think I do think, the 5 for sure, I would say, Ken, you could put that horse in first and second, I would say, or maybe box it with who you like. If I was to play a vertical, I would, the one scratched. I do think, I do think the 3 could wire the field, to be honest with you. I don't say that a lot about the synthetic, but mediation, I think this horse potentially could. So it will be interesting. So Ken, I would probably play like a 3-5, 3 over the 5, and then maybe a 3-5 box. The other horse, though, is the 4 horse. This horse is lightly raced. I like 3-4-5 best. So I would probably play a little bit something like that, maybe 3-4 over, the 5 or something. I think the 5 could run, but I also wouldn't forget about the 3-4. So it's not really a lot of value unless the 5 can win or get second place, right?
Yeah, I don't know on the 5.
Well, I hope not, man. Trust me.
No, but I think the 2 could run there, but this is not a good group of horses.
Yeah, but that's the problem. This race is likely wide open, right? So, and then anybody in chat, a few more minutes. I see, Oldy, we reached 93 retweets. So appreciate everybody doing that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, it was awesome to see just, everybody kind of get involved. We love giving away some free shares of tickets too. So, but appreciate everybody kind of doing that. You're keen the 6, Mike. That's good luck, man. All right, let's give away my Santa Anita ticket. So my Santa Anita ticket's right here, singling the 3 in the last. This is 32. I like singling these horses, but a 32% horse on the turf. Rispoli riding for Mark Ladd. It's a main special race. Like You know, this horse going to be coming off with the rail. I don't know. That kind of concerns me now. This horse, but I think there's going to be a hot pace here. Is when I looked at this race and thought this horse was really interesting. I think you have to spread it quite a bit, which you did, Oldy, on your ticket. If you like, I think if you don't get to the
Yeah.
3, I think a lot of horses could win.
So check out the chat too while you're there. Vito is alive at the Oaklawn. I'm assuming that's the pick 5. He's got 2 singles home.
Good luck,
already.
man. We can. Do we have? She's kind of fast and furious at the moment. Gulfstream in 2 minutes. So let's do this giveaway for my Santa Anita. We'll do the same thing. 3 more people. Good luck, all. Lots of entries. 80 plus people. 3 winners. 10% each. Here we go.
And so far, the tickets we've given, the ones we've given away, are the ones that are still live.
Jeff won again. Congrats, Jeff, if you're around. Jeff, Jim, Keith. Congrats all. Love seeing that each and every stride. Keith, Jeff, and then Jim. So congrats all there. I'm going to flip it over here to Gulfstream. And then we're going to have Laurel in 9 minutes. And I'm sure Golden Gate. We got Golden Gate in 35. So it's going to be hard. What we're probably going to have to do, Oldy, is chop up, have Gulfstream in between or Golden Gate in between races. So, but we have Gulfstream Park here in 1 minute. So let me jump over to Twitter. Oldy, why don't you talk anything else about Gulfstream or anything else you want to chat about? Let me tweet this out. Let me know when Gulfstream's approaching the gate, when they're getting close.
Yeah, no, what? We just lost the picture there. Okay, there we go. We have a few minutes here. I think, we're all in agreement. This race is both pretty wide open and also, not very good in terms of the quality of the horses. The SOR indicates that as well. It's on the synthetic, which I know a lot of people are very critical of the Gulfstream synthetic surface as well. Some people love it, some people hate it. So an interesting race, low quality horses though. The 7 has some huge class there as well, but doesn't really seem to want the synthetic. So we may see what wins out there. I know that wouldn't make Justin too happy because neither him nor I use that 7. But I'm more afraid of the 7 than I am the 5 there. Of the 2 horses, neither of us used. So I think that this race, the 3, as he mentioned, could go gate to wire. I also think the 3 doesn't really want the lead. I think the 3 wants to sit right off. So I think the 6 could end up on the lead because of that. And the 3 will then grab its preferred position. And that's the way I visualize the race happening. And Vito, when you get a chance, let us know what you're alive to at Oaklawn. And the horses as well. And we're getting close to the gate here. Looks like the 2 might be the first one going in here right now.
Okay.
Here comes the 3 coming across to the synthetic track. And we're getting really close to a real post time here. And you'll see Cindy's pick 5 ticket at Santa Anita listed there. Fairgrounds canceled today?
You might start echoing, Oldy. Just FYI. I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw that in the...
The horses, they're at the gate.
Can you hear okay?
It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 7. 9-5 favorite is number 3, Mediation.
Good luck, Vito. Lots of rain, Scott. That's no good. Did they cancel, though? I'm surprised they would cancel with just rain. Unless there's just nasty storms.
In the line goes Love is Awesome. Draw me outside. It's High Fashion Lady to complete the line. High Fashion Lady and the late pick 3. And they're off. Mediation wins the break and looks to establish the early pace from between horses. Tested positives on the go. And here's Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue trying to hold inside position, and she will in the run to the first turn. Mediation and Prussian Blue now heads apart for the lead. Up to third goes Tested Positive. Down at the inside, Shady Secret. And from between horses, Love is Awesome. 3 wide at the back is High Fashion Lady as they go to the opening quarter mark. Prussian Blue with the pink cap leads by a head. Mediation is second. Tested Positive. 3 wide third. Shady Secret. Down at the rail is racing from fourth. Up to the outside, High Fashion Lady. And Love is Awesome is last. The entire field separated by 2.5 lengths. The quarter time was ordinary, 25-1. Up front, it's still
Slow.
Tested Positive, trying to
That's
overhaul
really
the
slow.
embattled duo, Mediation and Prussian Blue. Way out in the center is High Fashion Lady with Shady Secret down toward the inside. Shuffled to the back is Love is Awesome, but she's not far away as they continue to swing to the far turn. 49-4 for the opening half mile. The pace is yet to pick up. Prussian Blue and Mediation
Very
continue
slow.
to trade blows. Tested Positive is 3 wide in the waiting room. Fourth at the rail, Shady Secret. From between horses goes High Fashion Lady, and Love is Awesome has options on where she wants to race, but she's being outkicked at this stage as now the pace quickens to the top of the stretch. Mediation leads by a neck. Right back at her is Prussian Blue into the clear. Shady Secret
Come
is
on,
up
four.
for third with her run after 3 quarters in 14-2. Off the turn and the stretch drive, the fresh legs of Shady Secret
Come
trying
on,
to
baby.
overhaul Mediation, and here she comes. Shady Secret front and center under Miguel Vasquez. Mediation's going to make her earn it, but Shady Secret is clear to the finish. Shady Secret to win going away. Mediation second, Prussian Blue third.
Well, oh, hold on, Oldy. Before you comment, I got to turn on the...
Yeah, that's a boom right there for you. If you can get that 7,
Yeah, that
this
was...
thing's going to pay.
It'll, if we can get the 7, it'll pay nicely. It really will. So we'll have to see here. So let's see. We have Laurel in 3 minutes. So let's just jump there. Oldy, you are 2, 3, 8, 10. It's saying, well, they're saying 3 minutes here, but I don't know how much reality that really is. Maybe they are. They're out on the track. So, well, that's good. So let me duplicate this. Let's talk Laurel for a second. Saying 6 minutes on EquinEdge, but yeah, Tony, I hope so too. It's my best bet of the card at Santa Anita or at Gulfstream Park. So it's why I singled. So Oldy, you are... What was mine? You're 2, 3, 8, 10 here, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. The 10 EquinEdge long shot I thought was interesting, but it's really hard to win from outside that post. I love the 8 here. That would be my top pick of the race. I thought the 9 was a little bit interesting. It's taking a little bit of money. But that 4-3 exacta paid 20-1. That's wild, Ken. Very nice. Like I talked about that 4, so I know I talked about the 5 too, but talk about 2, 3, 8, 10, Holdy.
Yeah, so the 3 and the 2 are your top EE picks and not your top win percentage. So the 8 and the 10 are your top win percentage, followed by the 2 and the 3. The 2's a 99 speed here, appears to be only speed, lone pace here. Has in the past not been able to get the job done at 64 SOR. The 3 can rate a little bit. Has that big 10 length win last time out in the Claiming Crown. The 10, I agree with you, dangerous here as the long shot. The horse has a 58 SOR win, has run decently well in the 60s where you can't dismiss it. And the 8, I think if this melts down a little bit, the 8 has a win over 64s, has been in grade 2s, might be the overall class of this race, and is tactical, can sit the trip, can sit on the speed, whatever is needed here. And, seems to fall right into the ability here with the non-graded stakes, has done really well with 2 non-graded stakes wins in its last 4 attempts. And it's 21% to win as well.
Yeah, for sure. So let me jump here. We got they're behind the gate. Good luck, Oldy. Miguel Vasquez with his second win there on the 4 at 5-1 at Gulfstream Park. Yeah, I mean, Ken, it would have. I think I really like the 4 there. I think there's just too much time, or not enough time to kind of look at it. So sorry. I think with all these tracks are like on top of each other and trying to get these tickets going, like it's a bit of crazy. Sorry, I'm trying to tie my shoes real quick. But I think that there was a lot of potential there in that race, but it was a wide open race. But I was glad to see the 3 not win and have the 4 come over the top. But they're good luck, Oldie. They're loading at Laurel Park. 8 looks like it's going to go off as the favorite, but good luck.
Thing. I'm kind of surprised the 8's going off as a favorite.
Malibu Beauty.
Can everybody in the chat hear okay?
Out
the
of
track?
sorts. Go Big Blue Nation. Champagne Toast. Cover version.
Cool. Thanks, Scott.
And Berate.
The scratches definitely help the 10 here. This horse, I think, is going to be really dangerous. Thanks, Lexi.
Get off in the carousel
Steph.
stakes. Out of sorts, very slow to go there. It's Malibu Beauty out first and Runaway Monet. The outside is Hybrid Eclipse on the chase into the first turn. Run will settle back into third. And Champagne Toast saving ground there in fourth as they round that turn. In between horses next is Cover Version. Cover Version is in between runners as they round the turn. Hybrid Eclipse racing out of the clear. Making the way around the turn with 7/8 of a mile left to go. Malibu Beauty's up top from Champagne Toast to lead 3/4 of a length. Up closes Runaway Monet. Hybrid Eclipse on the outside and Out of Sorts is worked up into 5th position now. Berate is on the outside and Cover Version near the inside. And trailing the field back of the pack is Go Big Blue Nation. 8 or 9 to make up. A race now with 4.5 furlongs left to go. And leading the way, Malibu Beauty. Malibu Beauty from Hybrid Eclipse. The lead almost 2 lengths, and Champagne Toast working harder 3rd position. Runaway Monet and Berate swinging into action to the far outside. Berate has taken 3rd right there at the half-mile pole as they round that turn, and back to Cover Version is next. Go Big Blue Nation, and on the inside is Out of Sorts. Out of Sorts, plenty to do. 3 furlongs left to go. Malibu Beauty, Hybrid Eclipse trying to get by right now.
10 down.
And Berate made a
2
move
guy,
back
easy
in 3rd
lead.
position as they reach now the top of the stretch. The outside is Cover Version is next. They're followed by Runaway Monet, who's 5th. Turning in with Malibu Beauty and Jamie Rodriguez. Malibu Beauty's been nursed along and kicks away suddenly as they turn in. From Hybrid Eclipse, the lead 3, almost 4 lengths. Berate down to the inside. Outside of the track is Cover Version trying to pick up a share as they pass the furlong marker. Malibu Beauty. Malibu Beauty pouring it on. Now 6 in front as they're close to home. She's a beauty. Malibu Beauty in the carousel and Jamie Rodriguez coming home strong.
As As Scotty would say, how good's that pace number?
Yeah, I mean, I think had the same notes as I did, Oldie, on the two that this horse had been getting it went wire to wire, in a 60 and a 64, and it had a nice work. Like I was not surprised to see that happen, to be honest.
Yeah, and the question was it stopping because it just stops at this level and this level's just too good for it, or is it stopping because there was other pace there? And
Yeah.
here it had an easy and the right pace setup and everything like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um so let's see here. We have
And we did march on at
Golden
Tampa
Gate.
too.
Oh, nice. Good job, man. Congrats on that. And Ken, I saw your note. I think once we all these pick fives will get started, and then we can do a little more vertical bets and pick threes. I think with all four of these tracks running today, which is awesome. I love that Shronek's doing that. I appreciate them letting us show it. Super cool being able to do that. But it's just in the beginning, it's so wild, Oldie, because it's trying to do everything all at once. So
No, I hear you. I mean, it's all over the place, just trying to keep track of where we are as well. But so far, I think we've put together some pretty decent tickets.
yeah, for sure. So Gulfstream, Ken, I love this horse. So it is currently not the favorite. I absolutely do not like the 3 at all. This horse is 0 for 12 at the surface and distance. This horse is the favorite. I get that this horse could win, but I just don't understand how it's the favorite. So we will see though. But Ken, I do love the 7 in the next race. It's my single, obviously. We could talk a little bit about Gulfstream though, because when it gets a little bit closer, I want to make sure, Oldie, that we spend a little bit of time there. I think what we can do, Oldie, is so we have Santa Anita in 3 minutes for everybody. We could talk about that here. We have Golden Gate that starts in 18, which is going to fall right on the top of Gulfstream. So what we're probably going to have to do is, with Santa Anita being 3 minutes away, 2 minutes, we will go there now, and then we're going to have to look at trying to get Golden Gate Fields in fairly quickly. But you have a ticket, I have a ticket there, and then we'll get to Gulfstream if that sounds good.
And I saved 30% of my Golden Gate ticket.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
to give
nice.
away.
That'll be our 4th giveaway. So all the giveaway tickets are still live at the moment. So that's awesome. Hopefully we can hit one today. So Santa Anita, I just went 6-7 here. You went 2, 5, 6, 7. I thought about singling the 6 horse here, to be honest, but I really like the 6 and the 7 somewhat. I mean, I got rid of the top EquinEdge pick. I hope it doesn't bite me, but I think the 6 at 9-2 is really dangerous. Ken, I think I appreciate that, Ken. I think keying the 6 here is whether you do it here or in the next race, Oldie, with your 1, you're finding value. If they both can win, it would be amazing. But talk a little bit here about you spread, but tell me a little bit how you end up landing here.
Yeah, no, similar to that Gulfstream race. I think this race is pretty open. The system wanted to go all but 1 here and not use the 4. I didn't really love the 3 or the 1, so I tossed both of them. I'm a little worried about tossing the 1, just because it does have some decent 50 SOR efforts out there, but 50, 52 SOR efforts. I do really like the 5. I could see you on the 6 as well. The 6 is a little class advantage, I feel like, here is the long shot and is not getting bet at all. Well, no, I guess it is 92. I was looking at the wrong line there. And then the 6 and the 7 both had huge workouts, like I talked about. I think either one of them could be pretty live here. Warren's Candyman was a horse that went a long time between wins. So, maybe it's on the improve after the win 2 back, and, seems to be sharp here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. All right, let's jump over. They're loading. Good luck.
All right. You too.
And they're off. Settecento is hustled for early speed. Sonic Breeze keeps pace in the early going. And All About the Money is at the rail. Those three vie for command. Warren's Candyman goes 4 wide to keep the pressure on the top 3. It's a gap before to Sitting on Go, who was half a step slow out of the gate. Salto de Tigre is second to last, and Today Matters is at the back. It's Sonic Breeze to the backstretch with a narrow lead. Settecento at the rail, a neck back second, and then Warren's Candyman a length off the pace while 3 wide third. All About the Money has backed off fourth while well in hand, only 2 lengths off the leader and very willing at this stage. Then comes Sitting on Go in fifth. It's another 2 lengths back to Today Matters and Salto de Tigre. They're a half mile from home. It's Sonic Breeze and Settecento on even terms. Warren's Candyman continues a 3 wide journey, but is just about a neck or so behind the top pair. Then All About the Money fourth, 2.5 off the pace, 2 clear of Sitting on Go, Salto de Tigre, and Today Matters. They're approaching the quarter pole. It's been a contested battle the whole way. Sonic Breeze, Settecento, Warren's Candyman, All About the Money, Sitting on Go is next. And Salto de Tigre is getting involved. Needs to find room. Looking to angle to the outside as the field straightens up. Salto de Tigre finds that seam and is coming smartly now with a furlong left to run. He's matched by All About the Money. Sitting on Go in the center of the track. These are the 3. Salto de Tigre, All About the Money. All About the Money or Salto de Tigre.
Of course. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether there's going to be a inquiry on that going around the turn, because the 2 and the 1 definitely had each other eyed up there and were kind of bumping each other.
Yeah, that you almost singled the 7 where, Cindy? At Santa Anita? Welcome back, Nate. Thanks for being here. Done with the chicken wing talk. I love it. It's that's big pace, man. I mean, seeing all of that dueling, I guess, I mean, the numbers weren't high, but I wasn't expecting that they were all going to duel like that. I mean, the 2 was smart to sit off that and just not get caught up in it, because that was just, I mean, they were just dueling. I think the 2 ended up getting second, right? I think the one
Yeah.
definitely, the 1 was loaded. I mean, big pace setup there. So, well, Cindy, if you almost singled the 7 at San Diego, sorry, I get it. Like, that horse had a good trip, but probably a little bit too close to the pace, I guess. I mean, they were just kind of dueling. The 2 and 7 though just kind of sat right off. Yeah, I came 1, 2, 3 as easy as 1, 2. There's the objection, Oldy. So you called it.
I mean, I don't know which one of them was actually responsible for the rough tactics,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't blame the 2 for at least attempting the objection there.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Well, we have Golden Gate, and we're gonna just leave Santa Anita for a minute. So, Oldie, you want to tell me are you gonna give away some of your Golden Gate ticket? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. What's your budget?
120.
Okay. All right. It wants to go 3, 4, 5, 7. Where'd you land here?
Hold on, let me get that back up. I thought I had it there, and it just decided not to do it for me. Here we go. I'm 4, 5, 7 instead of 3, 5, 7.
Oh, it it's because I added the 3 on my ticket. Sorry. All right, next leg.
Single to the 1.
Yeah, I thought this horse was a potential single, so where tickets are going to be fairly similar, I would guess. Jonathan, is this the Wong horse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wong claimed this horse, right? Top win percent, 33%. I'm not surprised you're singling here. I thought this horse could be a single too. Ken, 3 horse, Kevin Radke. I've talked about this before. I will probably play a cold exacta 1 over the 3. This horse, and then I will probably box it to play as a saver, especially since singling the 1. I think the 3 horse is going to run here. I would not be surprised to see this horse go off at close to the EquinEdge morning line of 10 to 12 to 1. So if you like something in that race, make sure you use the 3 Ken and verticals. I did add a little bit of note there that, I thought this horse could run, and he's dangerous when he comes off the speed like this. So just FYI there. All right, next leg, Oldie.
Next leg is 1 through 5.
So you're going all here, and then leg 4.
Leg 4 is no, not all but 1.
Oh, all but 6. Yes. Okay, I got you.
And then I am 1, 3, 4, 6.
1, 3, 4, 6.
Yep.
Okay.
And then 1 through 3, 9.
All right. There's Oldie's ticket. We have we can talk through this a little bit though. I can because we have Gulfstream. This is good. We're like getting in a little bit ahead now. So there's Santa Anita. It looks like Vito, did Scotty cash his big ticket, and what won at Aqueduct? Did anybody what do you have it 6 times? Somebody said the pick 5?
The 1 stayed up at Santa Anita.
Oh yeah. There you go. But what hit? So I'm curious, Vito, did your ticket hit? Vito was alive at Oaklawn, right?
Yeah.
And then Scotty had the early pick 5. The 3 won the favorite. So it ended up, it still paid well, $3,500. So, I'm sure he was cheering for the 8 would have probably paid at least twice that, I'm guessing. So, okay. But I'm curious. Yeah, Jotham, I'm glad. Hey, man, I'm glad you're a part of it. I don't remember what ticket you're on.
I think he's on yours at Gulfstream, the big one.
Jotham, if you're on the Gulfstream ticket, you tuned in for the right time because our single is coming up here in a minute. I can't remember, but I can look real quick. You're on the Gulfstream ticket, so you're on my Santa Anita ticket lost, so that's good. You're not on that ticket. Sorry for others, but our single is coming up, Jotham. If we can get this home, we're going to be sitting on nice will pay potential, but we got to get a single home. So, we have Gulfstream here. I mean, I think this is a tough race, but I think there's potential here for Luis Saez to run really well on the 7 horse, whether this horse gets the lead or if it sits a little bit off, that's okay too. This horse has shown it can go gate to wire, and then was in, really tough here on the synthetic at Woodbine. This horse is coming out of Woodbine, and then was at Aqueduct, right, in a 66 and nearly won. I'm tossing this race. I actually watched the race. I have no idea what happened other than the horse didn't get the lead. So I'm guessing they're going to try to send the 7 horse, and Luis Saez is going to wire here. So, yeah, Ken, I noticed that. So hopefully the time changes now on causing mayhem, and he gets us the win. Oldy, anything that we'll get back to Golden Gate right after Gulfstream Park. It's going to be really close, probably, to be honest. But
Yeah.
you have your ticket that we're going to give away. We can give it away after the fact. Maybe Golden Gate will drag a little bit to not go completely over the top of Gulfstream Park. But anything you want to add here on Gulfstream Race 8?
I don't love the 3 who's the favorite at all here.
Yeah. This horse is 0 for 12 on the surface and distance. I mean, Castellano, I mean, yeah, I'm with you. It does add blinkers. This horse has no speed, so the blinkers might help. But the horse has 9 wins, right? But is 0 for 12 at the surface and distance. So tread lightly for sure.
Definitely. And I will say, the GSR is bad on the other Pletcher, but the workout report was pretty good.
Which
That would be
horse?
the two, the
Oh,
long shot.
yeah. I mean, that was my biggest thing is the GSR. Um, and then I think there's a horse in this race that I think the 6 is a little bit dangerous. There's a horse in this race. I thought it was in this race though that I can't remember. Maybe it's at Golden Gate or Santa Anita, but that had a big GSR drop. But in the 1, 6, and 7 all face each other last out. Red Hornet, dangerous. I would say, is 9-1 on a 15-1 morning line, but is the top win percent for EquinEdge. Oldy, I'm playing a 1, 6, 7 exact the box, and then I'm playing the 7 over the 1, 6 cold.
I am going to play a win play show on the 4.
So 15-1. I thought this horse was up against it, but trainer jockey is 36%. I think Ortiz
Go
is.
look at its turf. Go look at its turf
Yeah.
efforts.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, a 60 and a 72. Ortiz is aboard here. I mean, this horse for sure could improve. I mean, it's lightly raced, only has 6 tries. So I get it.
Yeah,
They
I mean that's
are not getting to the gate at the moment.
there's no
Oh,
reason.
man.
I mean, it's not like this is the late pick 4. There's no reason to be post dragging.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. But for anybody in the chat, Brad, welcome, buddy. Good
Yeah.
afternoon. We're doing good. Brad, we need the 7 at Gulfstream. So tell me about
Yeah.
Gulfstream race 8, Brad. What do you think's going to happen here? It's a great race if you looked at it. Keith, I'm glad. We appreciate you too. We did bounce at Santa Anita. That was a bummer, but I was trying to be, we had to really spread in that race, but
Yeah.
that's kind of a bummer. But Brad, I'm glad you're here. Anybody else thoughts in Gulfstream Race 8 too? I think this is a tough race. I personally am 7 over the 1, 6. Oldie likes the 4 a little bit as a win play show. I like 7 over 1, 6 cold. I'll probably save it in a box since we're singled to it. I think the 1 could race. All these horses raced against each other last out. But I think the 7 is going to get on the lead with the Luis Saez here and can be really dangerous.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just a matter of what they do. I really hope they send the 7 and don't have the 7 try to sit again.
I mean, based on what happened last time, I think they have to, man. I just don't know how they don't. But I mean, anything could happen, right? In a race like this. I mean, this is a big field. But they're going on the turf course. So I'm going to take my AirPods out and we'll get the sound up. Go 7. Really rooting here. Would love to get this home. This thing would have really good will pays if we can get the 7 home.
Sounds good. And Brad, if you have a double you're playing here, let us know what you're playing for the last 2 races. You're muted again.
Vito is wheeling the 9. I would not be. This horse, I think, will run well. It's a good pick. I had this as a win. It has some speed. Will be close to the pace. The 9 actually was my concern with the 7. To be honest, the 9 could really mess up the 7 because Jaramillo is on the 9, and he is always very aggressive. So that, to be honest, I was hoping that horse would scratch, and I was all even further on the 7, but still there. All right.
Loading.
Race favorite is number 3, Therapist. Money for 6 on thin ice. 7-2 here. Nibbled out a bit is number 2, Maritime Wings. He's 5-1. 6-1 on Causing Mayhem. So 2, 3, 6, and 7 are the betting favorites, just in slightly different order from the morning line odds.
Paxton.
One more. Battle Scars to complete the line. Battle Scars. And the Friday feature. They're Renegade. And they're off. Therapist was in tight at the start and shuffled back a bit. From the center, that's War Terminator, who heads off for the early lead, taken on early by Lorenz, who's on the go. And keyed up between horses, Causing Mayhem wants to mix it up. He'll land second. Red Hornet is at the rail, followed between horses by On Thin Ice. Getting started, Tap the Speed of Sound with Master of the Senate just to his inside. Master of the Senate is 4 wide to the turn. Maritime Wings saving ground in the red cap. He draws within 4 lengths of the pace setter, followed by Therapist. Then Father Glado and Battle Scars is last. Looks to be a reasonable pace here as they straighten for the run down the backstretch. It's War Terminator in front 3 parts of length, Causing Mayhem on the outside second. Down at the rail, it's Red Hornet who races from third, and between horses, Lorenz is fourth. Master of the Senate has been wide throughout. On Thin Ice is in tight while in the 2-path. Down at the rail goes Maritime Wings. Back from there, it's Therapist racing together with Tap the Speed of Sound. Father Glado is toward the rail, and out the back is Battle Scars. Entire field separated by 6.5 lengths as they take it to the far turn. Causing Mayhem now shoves the neck on top. War Terminator with the benefit of the inside second. Master of the Senate is asked to quicken third. From the outside, Tap the Speed of Sound. Lorenz is at the rail. Then back to Therapist. He's in the white cap working to the clear for a run. Down at the rail goes Red Hornet. Maritime Wings is yet to kick on, and they're at the top of the stretch. Master of the Senate within a neck. Over the top, Therapist is charging hard. Here comes Therapist with a big sweeping move now to take the lead. Red Hornet is loose for the drive, and he's coming on second. Maritime Wings down the center with Causing Mayhem. Therapist with a decisive move off the corner, and he's a winner. Therapist and Javier Castellano.
Sorry, man.
Oh, I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, well, it matters, of course. It wasn't going to happen once it didn't get the lead. At least in my opinion. That horse needs to be on the lead. Like, it's just the horse wanted to go, right? It was a bummer the horse didn't get the lead, because I think if the horse gets the lead, it's going to be very dangerous there. So, bummer. No bueno.
Broke slow, for sure.
Yes. That's a shame. We would have been sitting on really nice will pays. So, not good there. A Golden Gate is going in, and I'm not even. I felt really good about this Golden Gate ticket, and I don't even think I'm not even gonna be able to put it in. But good luck, Oldy. I know that you have. You have yours. Yeah, you're 4-5-7. I think the 3 is going to run here. I think is going to be a little bit interesting. And I do agree with your single on the 1, but I was actually probably going to end up going elsewhere. But good luck. Turn over to Matt.
Together into the turn with Tis So Special having the head in front. Pray for Snow holds the inside spot in second. Iris Song Leader makes her way into third. Then comes Sports for Women. Prancing in the Park 3 deep in the second last spot. And that leaves Big Gift to trail the field early on. 8 lengths from front to back as they make their way up the backside. Tis So Special and Silvio Amador kick to a 2.5, now 3-length lead. And Pray for Snow has been taken back and is now second between horses. Iris Song Leader 3 deep. At the fence, Sports for Women easing off that pair is in fourth now. Prancing in the Park right outside of that rival, and Big Gift is still at the back, but they're closing in on the leader. Just 4 lengths from front to back with a half mile to go. Pray for Snow coming back on again, and Pray for Snow, the rail's open for her to come and challenge for the lead, and Tis So Special calls it a day, plummets back. Pray for Snow in front. Iris Song Leader into the second position, into the turn, gaining some ground now. So the top pair together, Pray for Snow inside, Iris Song Leader outside.
outside. Prancin in the Park is getting closer in the third position. And here's Big Gift swinging 4 wide at the quarter pole, gathering momentum on the far outside. 4 runners about to line up at the top of the stretch. And here's Big Gift traveling the best. Big Gift off the turn. Prancin in the Park tries to move with her. The other 2 have given way, and Big Gift takes the lead. Big Gift and Frank Alvarado with a furlong to go, opening up. Prancin in the Park can't keep up. Big Gift trying to lug in down the lane, but she is much the bet.
I mean, about what we expected. Your 3 ran a little bit in the middle of the race, but not the rest of the race, which it was a strange race altogether with the 1 and 3 trading spaces and places multiple times down the backstretch rather than waiting to really run all out at the end of the race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 7 looked tough there. I thought the 5 would be tough. So 7 ended up winning though. So well done there. You think there should be an inquiry?
I mean, the 7 definitely lugged in on the 5, but I don't think it changed the results.
Yeah, Justin, where the 6 in race 5? Where are you talking about at Gulfstream? I don't know where I don't know where. Race 5 would have been.
Yeah, he's talking
in the
about the
first
6.
race.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that horse. I mean, I could see it. I mean, a lot of people singled the 6 in the second race. You know, I didn't like the 3 at all there. You know, to be honest, getting back to Gulfstream Therapist, this horse was 0 for 12 at the surface and distance. But you know, the 7 not getting the lead complete. Yeah, I'm tracking you now at Gulfstream. The 7 not getting the lead completely like destroyed it. You know, I think that horse gets the lead and. You know, and was keen and wanted to go, and Saez tried to rate, which wasn't going to happen. But yeah. All right. So Laurel, Oldy, your ticket is your Laurel ticket still?
Yes.
Yeah, your Laurel ticket's alive. So no big winners, but let's talk Laurel for a minute. Race 7. I said single to 1 or spread. You are 1-5. I think that the 7 is very dangerous here. It's currently at the EquinEdge morning line of 7 to 1. It has the top GSR. It's 1-2 in a row. It's a 62 and a 64. If you don't love the 1, and then the 10 horse, this horse is the EquinEdge long shot. I thought was one of the more interesting ones. This horse is very inconsistent, but it is only raced 11 times. Good luck too, Justin.
Yeah.
This horse is raced 11 times, and when you look, you know, down at Penn, it was running really well, and then it went to Pimlico on the synthetic. I guess you could just toss this race, and then it raced 6 furlongs at Pimlico. You could just toss this race, and this horse I would say fits here. This horse could be really dangerous. Whether it wants to go 2 turns or not, you know, we'll have to kind of see because it did run 2 turns at Penn on the dirt in a 60, so I think it's okay, but. You're 1-5, so tell me a little bit about the 1 and 5, Oldy.
Well, this was the race I mentioned, the horse I wanted to single scratched out. My second choice scratched out of this race as well. But the 1 winner of 4 out of 5, about at this level, going to sit right off the pace, is tactical. Nest horse, so probably has that nest juice, as people like to say. Top E pick, top win percentage, you know, being bet. And then the 5, you know, winner of 2 in a row, beaten better than this, you know, been running longer, but I think can run 8.5, might get a perfect setup here. You know, is 3 to 1 here, and at the distance is 3 of 11, and is 8 of 11 in the money at this distance.
Yeah. Yeah, Indy says Horatio gets it done at Laurel, who is, I don't know who that is. Is that the 5? Yes. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Oldy was talking about the 5. I think the 10, man. I'm on the 10 here. I'm on the EquinEdge long shot. I think this horse is very inconsistent, but I think is lightly raced. It could really improve here versus these. I think you have you're 1 and 5, which I'm not surprised. Top 2 EquinEdge picks. But I thought the 7, I thought the 8 was a little bit interesting as well as the top GSR. I would not be surprised to see prices beat the 1, so we'll have to wait and see. They are loading and about to go. Good luck.
Yeah, and I also, before you put that on, we did get 8 to 1 on the Tampa ticket, so we're alive to the single there on that carryover. And you're muted again.
Nah, it's just when I take my AirPods out because the race to be able to sell. But I'm gonna flip the audio, Oldy. Trying to get ahead of things.
No worries.
No worries.
Good luck. You're 1-5.
Plot the dots. Nimitz class. Ain't the beer cold.
Great name on the 11. Ain't the beer cold.
And they're off. Working on a Dream. Master Quick LA Speed gives it into the turn run. So it is. Working on a Dream. Our Nation on Paraded. Right up there. Ain't a Beer Cold in third. And Plot the Dots travels in fourth of the 2-path. And Nimitz class is racing on the outside. Armando are allowed to settle only about 4 from the front, though. And trailing the field is American Doro. The pace is
That's
slow.
out.
As leading the
Oh,
way
I
is
like
now
it.
Working on a Dream. Up top leads at about a half length from Our Nation on Parade. In second, Ain't the Beer Cold on the outside. Plot the Dots is fourth out of the inside. And Nimitz class is next. And Armando R on the inside is 5 from the front, and American Doro is at the back of the pack. They race down the back stretch now. 5 1/2 furlongs left to go. Working on a Dream, working on a half-length advantage from Our Nation on Parade. And Ain't the Beer Cold is prompting the issue on the outside from third. Nimitz class and Plot the Dots are side by side. They're only 4 lengths from the front. And then back to American Doro, and Armando R asks to run from the back of the pack of the inside into the far turn. Working on a Dream, Our Nation on Parade, and Ain't the Beer Cold, the 3 right in the line into the far turn run. On the outside, Ain't the Beer Cold in between horses. Working on a Dream, Our Nation on Parade, the big favorite there still. And next is Nimitz class trying to run on from 4th position, and then it's another 2 lengths back. And next is American Doro, who's got 6 to come now, and Plot the Dots and Armando R trailing the field are at the top of the stretch. Ain't the Beer Cold, Ain't the Beer Cold turns in. Our Nation on Parade's got to dig down on the inside, but willing to do so. Our Nation on Parade out of the inside. Ain't the Beer Cold scuffle together on the final furlong. On the outside there is Nimitz class is running a big race. Nimitz class on the outside. Nimitz class leveling off on the final furlong. Ain't the Beer Cold trying to hold Nimitz class. Nimitz class and Jevion Toledo. Nimitz class comes sailing home. Nimitz class to win it by...
Always outside wins.
Yeah. Well, I know that's not great. Great for your pick 5, Oldie, and you're on mute. But I mean, I talked a lot about that horse. I thought that horse was just so dangerous. Hey,
Yeah,
Colin.
5 didn't run a lick there. Big works on the 10 too.
Yeah, I mean, the horse was lightly raced. I mean, very inconsistent when you look at the running lines. But the thing about it is, if you look at the, I mean, it's kind of a bummer because I like that horse a lot. Instead of singling the 7 back here, that would have been another potential single for me. I mean, it was that would have been my top pick in the race that I talked about it. But to your point, it had good works, but it took a lot of late money there too. That's a bummer. I actually played the Exacta quite a few times, but not over the 11, which ended up running big at 14-1. So, but 10 gets home, like, yeah, thanks, Indy. Like that, it was gonna sit a great trip and really could improve. Yeah, John Doe, the kid always outside won. So that was my son. He was coming over, and you guys probably heard him for a second, but he always likes the inside and outside horses. Well,
Yeah, bummer.
don't get that home, but if anybody bet the 10, nicely done. Let the kid handicap. Yeah, he's learning, man. And Colin, thanks for joining. Yeah, EquinEdge long shot, Scotty long shot. They're all the same. Oldy's won at Santa Anita. It's 8-1. So Santa Anita is about to go. Oldie, good luck.
I'm not live at Santa Anita.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, Oldie, there's your one horse though, 7-1, which is pretty wild. Well, that was Oldie's single for anybody just tuning in. So worth a bet, worth a vertical bet, probably for sure. So if anybody wants to get in on that, Oldie, talk a little bit about the one. I think was this the horse that had Dettori on board?
This is the Dettori horse. So that's the thinking here was this horse is getting Dettori, done well against similar, is had pretty good efforts against similar. Probably going to sit the pace setup here, and I think this is a horse. I'm surprised to see 7-1, but I will take it. I didn't particularly like the 3. It was a Mendelssohn horse. I could see the 5, but the 5's a sprinter. I don't know if the 5 gets the distance.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for sure. So, the 6, I thought, EquinEdge long shot, 19%, a little bit interesting with Velasquez, who gets off the 1. So, and then Rispoli gets off the 6 to the 3. So, 5 taking all the money, but with Pratt, but I wouldn't say is anything near a lock. So this is going to be a good race. And you look at somebody like the 8, who's currently 10%, and 27-1 is an absolute bomb.
Right, and I just don't. I mean, the GSR says the 5 should get the distance, but didn't run that well in the 74. And we saw that horse come out of the 9% clip.
Sorry, you were probably echoing there.
Yeah, sorry.
Right out of the gate, G's comes away as Game Time asserts himself to be the pace setter. Classical Cat is 4th, Nagarok in 5th, and Malibu Coast at the back of the field. Johnny V in Game Time will be in charge through the opening furlongs, leading the way a length and a half. First Piece is in 2nd. G's widest of all. Classical Cat tucks in at the rail. Nagarok is in between those two, about 3.5 off the leader, and Malibu Coast is just behind him. Onto the backstretch, Game Time, a half length. First Piece goes to apply some pressure within a neck now. G's, Classical Cat, Nagarok between them, only about 2.5 or so off the pace, with a half mile to go in the Eddie Logan Stakes. Malibu Coast has trailed throughout. It's Game Time leading the way into the far turn. 3/4 of a length to First Piece, who's trying to keep pace 2nd. 2 more Classical Cat. Nagarok gets some breathing room as G's bows out. Malibu Coast goes by him. Game Time, First Piece, even terms, 1/4 mile from home. Nagarok coming after them 3 wide, Classical Cat, and Malibu Coast winding up from behind. They're at the top of the stretch, and First Piece now joined by Nagarok. Classical Cat running a big race, and he's had a good trip too. Here's Classical Cat after First Piece. They're head and head for the wire. First Piece, Classical Cat, First Piece or Classical Cat. Classical Cat wears him down to win it under Rispoli. First Piece 2nd, Nagarok 3rd. Photo between Malibu.
Well, 11 maybe just not quite good enough, but Dettori gave that horse a great ride. You might be on mute, Oldy.
The one you mean.
Oh, sorry, the one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought Dettori gave that horse a good ride. I don't know if there just wasn't enough pace there. Maybe.
Could be. Yeah. Rail is out there, so pay attention to that for everybody, whether it was a pace or coming from a kind of a rail perspective. Definitely, that could factor in. Stakes race, to your point, I didn't see the fractions only, but definitely could have played a situation there too. So, all right. Well, yeah, Chris, somebody did say, what about the 3? I remember that. I don't remember who that was, but I do agree with you that somebody had mentioned that. So, and I don't remember. So if we look back to race 1, the 2 was near the lead too. Yeah. So I would keep that into account if playing Santa Anita, with the rail being out, the speed's holding there. So.
And the turf's also, it says it's good, but in watching that race, it seemed to be yielding pretty heavily there.
Well, good to know there too. So, all right, not being live to Gulfstream, such a bummer. They're in the last race though. I thought we were gonna make it through there on that ticket. I thought this was an interesting race though. So let's talk about it, Oldy. The 7 is the favorite. This race is in 5 minutes, so we got a little bit of time. What were your thoughts on this race? I thought there was a little bit of value here to be had.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that I was just 3, 6, 7 here, and these are horses who have run a lot. The 7 could win. The 7's won 2 in a row at this level and at this SOR. The 6 is dropping into here, had run previously at this level and had not beaten had lost to the 7. So, the 7's probably the rightful favorite here. And then I also like the 3 a little bit. The 3's dropping from 58 SOR from a 20,000 claimer to a 6.25 claimer. This is a pretty big drop. I think the 6 should be the second choice here, but is not. I'm sorry, not the 6, the 3. And I think the 3 is really dangerous here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also think, the inside speed at Gulfstream can be really dangerous. I think the 1 examiner with Jose Ortiz is dangerous. This horse, I don't remember what I even had in my pick 5, but I probably was pretty spread. But, this horse has not been winning, but I think has been facing tougher. So, the 7, I think, is the second. Yeah, the 7 is the second pace. I mean, I don't know if this horse is going to try to get the lead from that about outside post. That's what I don't love about the 7 is, I don't think as long as Jose sends here out of the 1 hole, and this horse traditionally breaks okay. It did not break well last out. So if you throw that race, much tougher, but this horse is actually dropping in class. So I think this horse could be really dangerous on the dirt. Oldy, I don't have the work report. Do you have it up?
Let me get to Gulfstream, but yeah, I have it.
I'm curious what this last race showed on the work report. So yeah, Justin, he rode. That's a good ride there on the 3. The Italian stallion. I love it. And then Steve, the 1 hung. Yeah, I could see that. May have been the ground, right? I wouldn't be surprised by that, and the rail. I think that made it really tough on the 1 horse.
So the 6 has a huge work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm sorry, not the 6, the 5. Blinkers off. Has
Frolic, man.
Yeah. And, his first time or second time routing that I see here. Probably has more speed than we're realizing because it's a sprinter stretching out. Looks like it entirely needs to lead though.
Yeah, which that may disrupt it for the one as they talk about that. So I'm glad you said that. I mean, this horse, to your point, stretching out may in removing blinkers. So has been working well, has an apprentice. So it may set it up. I mean, that's a lot of speed, but the speed can be really dangerous at Gulfstream. The other thing about the 5 is this horse just looks really cheap, which has happened.
It looks cheap, but if it gets the lead, you see the one time that it did, it was really tough to get off of the lead.
Yeah, that was about 7 months ago. So will be interesting. They are not near the gate. So, and then we have Golden Gate Fields race 2 in about 5 minutes. So it'll make it a little bit easier. You and I will probably hang around here for a bit.
Sure.
And we've only been on a couple hours. So we'll keep going. We'll have the end of Laurel and Gulfstream, but have lots of racing from Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields. And then look at that weather in Southern California. If anybody's there, I'm guessing it looks like rain potentially coming, or if it has been raining.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain starting tomorrow. Well, this afternoon, I think, till all the way through next Sunday was the forecast I saw.
No bueno. It's raining up here in Seattle. It's cold and rainy. It's not super cold, but we've had rain just kind of nonstop for the last week after the snow and cold. So,
well, and we do have a golden hour today. I mean, we probably won't be on for that, but we might want to talk that.
We can. I'll have to handicap on the fly. I did not look at the late half of either card. I looked at the first 5 races, but yeah, we can. Maybe we'll close it out with a golden hour after we get through the early races.
I may have already done that a couple days ago, so
good for you.
I do have a $120 budget golden hour for everybody.
Nice. All right. So again, I think it's going to be interesting here. I think the 2 is dangerous as well at Gulfstream. This horse could, it's has 4 wins, and all of those 4 wins. So it's 4 for 12 at 8 furlongs, and outside that, it's 0 for 10. So here comes Bullet. Is definitely interesting here. Morelos riding. Or not Morelos, Edgar Perez riding, for Bob Hess Jr. They hit at 22%. So we had EquinEdge long shot at Laurel. I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse try to, sit off the speed. I mean, it did kind of stalk and rate way back here at the beginning of the year, but, hasn't been doing much, I would say, kind of probably at this level. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been running here. So, we'll have to see. I think there's going to be a hot pace, but the dirt can be crazy at 8 furlongs, as it tends to favor inside pace horses. Anything else, Oldy?
No, I think that's about it. I mean, I'm concerned that if the 5 gets the lead, the 5 could just bomb this whole thing. And, I'm also looking at the golden hour a little bit, which I had already handicapped, but looks like Doug O'Neill's got a lot of horses today with Vittoria aboard. So that might be a combination to look out for.
Is Vittori kind of the go-to rider for him?
Well, I mean, he's new back at Santa Anita, so we're going to have to see.
Okay.
But, I think it's interesting that that's the route he's going.
All right. We'll turn it over to announcer Pete. Watch the last here at Gulfstream. Good luck, all, if you're playing. I do think the 1 and 2 may run as prices, but we'll have to see. Oldy says the 5's working well as a bomber, but we'll see what happens here in the last.
Include 6 Causalistic and 7 Hierro.
Is it raining there?
For
Oh, dark
Prospect
out.
Project to take the outside gate.
It may be.
Prospect Project and the 9th. They're at the post. And runners away. Hiedo was one of the last to begin. Sharp beginning from Frolic Man, who's headed off for the early lead. Moving to him is Tone Phelan, who's now shuffled back at the rail. Here's Examiner moving up. Examiner to shove a deck in front as they run out of the chute. He has plenty of company, perfect cut, and here comes Bullet into the top flight. Frolic Man is back on even quarters, and Hiedo's on the outside. So a real scrum for the early lead. From behind the speed, it's Causalistic, then Tone Phelan, and Prospect Project is last. The opening quarter quick and contentious, 23 seconds flat. They race 5 furlongs from the finish. Frolic Man has a narrow lead. Here comes Bullet is right back at him, and Hiedo's on the outside third. In between horses, Tone Phelan's in tight with Examiner toward the rail. Perfect cut is with them. Then back to the inside, it's Causalistic, and shuffled is Prospect Project. 45-4 for the opening half mile. Rolling here. Here comes Bullet, has the lead. Second is Frolic Man. Third is Hiedo. Torres needs racetrack for Tone Phelan. He's in the yellow colors. Far outside, here's a Causalistics run. And from between horses, Perfect Cut. They're clustered up at the 5/16. Here comes Bullet. He still has the lead. From the far outside, it's Causalistic. Loose for the drive is Tone Phelan. Examiners up the rail. Tightened up is Perfect Cut. And they're at the top of the stretch. 3/4, 111 flat. They fan 5 across the course. Examiner gets through at the rail. Here comes Bullet. 3 wide in Tone Phelan. 4 wide Causalistic. Higher on the outside is coming again. Final 16th of a mile. Examiner rides the rail to the lead. Tone Phelan is second. Examiner's in front. Examiner 5-1 under Jose Ortiz to do it. Second was Tone Phelan. Closer for third.
Well, numero uno gets there. Oldy, you're on mute, just FYI. But I'm not surprised to see that. So Golden Gate, I know they're kind of falling all over the top here at the end, but they're at the gate. Oldy, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck
For the
there.
1.
Yeah, you're single to the 1, the 8-5. That's the Jonathan Wong horse, correct?
Yep. Exactly. The wrong horse. Who's hopefully the right horse, not the wrong horse.
Yeah. And then we'll have Laurel closing it out, their last race. But, yeah, I was not surprised to see Jose win that race in the 1. I talked about the 1 and 2. I actually boxed the 1 and 2, but the 2 couldn't hold on for second. But I did have a win bet on the 1, so that's good. All right, we'll turn it over to Matt. Good luck, Oldy.
All right.
Hula King to the outside post. Mr. Botanicals rounds out the field. We're ready to go. And we're off. Royster caught a flyer from post 4, goes to the front. Obvious right there in the second position. Hula King's not far off in third. Then comes Fly Buddy Fly approaching the turn with Mr. Botanicals, Tam's Time 3 deep. That trio across the track. They're all behind Royster, who leads the charge around the clubhouse turn. It's Royster by about a length. Obvious on a stronghold. Keyed up, wants to get after this leader, but his jockey, Alexander Chavez, tries to get him to relax in his second lifetime route try. Royster still the pacemaker by 3 parts of a length. Obvious on the outside second. A space of 2.5 to Hula King. He's alone in the third spot. A length and a half clear of Fly Buddy Fly with Mr. Botanicals. Tam's time drops to the back of the pack as they make their way towards the half-mile pole. It's Royster, sent hard out of the gate, has command on the front end with a half-mile left to travel on top. A length and a quarter now. Obvious, a lot more settled down. He's second on the tail of the leader. Another 2 lengths back to Fly Buddy Fly, attempts to get closer. Then comes Mr. Botanicals racing between horses with him. Hula King is shaken up 3 deep, and a gap of 4 back to Tam's time as they round the far turn. Royster rounds that turn, still in front. Obvious begins to give way. Mr. Botanicals weaving his way through between horses. A joint second with Hula King. Fly Buddy Fly is being asked to pick it up. They all do, though, if they have to catch Royster. Royster down the lane, scampers away to a 3-length lead. Hula King second, Mr. Botanicals third. Fly Buddy Fly, not his day today. Approaching the 16th pole. Royster is still well clear. He's 3 in front, and nobody's going to catch him. Royster went right to the lead and never stopped. It's Royster and Brian Pena coming home strong. Hula King second, Mr. Botanicals third home, and then Fly Buddy Fly.
Well, no good there. Cold
Yeah,
day today.
Not my day for sure.
All right. We still got some time though. I'm gonna hit some vertical bets, maybe something else. That was tough though. I thought the one was interesting there, for Jonathan Wong, but Oaklawn Park race 7 about to go. Good luck anybody there playing Oaklawn. Is your Tampa ticket still alive?
No, I'm dead, unfortunately. I was looking at the wrong ticket.
Hoping if anybody played how'd the late pick 5 there go today? So race 5 it started. You got fairly chalky. Oh, and then you caught the EquinEdge long shot. Wow, won race 3.
Yeah.
Look at that. So this thing's gonna pay good. They're definitely beating favorites in that sequence. So yeah, no good there, Scott. And Oldy, we actually never even drew for your ticket, so that's okay though. Let's we got Laurel, the last race at Laurel. You know, I thought this race was fairly wide open, even though the 7 was looking like a big favorite. I thought there was a little bit interesting, here, mainly because this horse has gotten an easy lead before. And when it did, if we go back to Take Charge too, this horse has been kind of all over the place. Pimlico, Laurel, Delaware, and then lands here. This horse gets an easy lead and doesn't win, but it is dropping in class. Good luck, Indy. But this horse is dropping in class, so maybe tough. I think the 7, first-time starter, EquinEdge long shot, only 3% horse. This horse has a great work, though. So, Ken, if you're still listening, the 7, including verticals, 100% free gift with purchase, is only 3%, but it's first-time starter, EquinEdge long shot. I'm betting this horse to win, but I also would include it in verticals. I think the 7 is going to be very live here in vertical bets and exactas and trifectas. But Oldy, what were your thoughts here at Laurel?
Yeah, I see the same thing. The 9 looks like the 9 just stops. I thought the 4 was really interesting. Shown it can rate a little bit. This is a better group though. And the other horse I liked here was the 5. Brittany Russell horse. I think the question is, does the 9 stop, or was it not actually stopping, and was it just quality horses that were, at a maiden special weight that were catching it? Other thing to note, the 8 is taking a pretty good sized drop here from maiden special weight, but also has run maiden claiming and didn't run well. The 6 is a second time starter. 7, and then the 2 is dropping from maiden special weight, but terrible GSR, was running at Charlestown. So this is a significant step up in class, even though it went from maiden special weight to maiden claiming here.
And how can you not like the name of a jockey named Bryson Butterfly? I think like I'm 157 here. I'm boxing those horses. I'm playing the 7. I bet. I think this horse is going to run. I think this is a very, very weak field. We do have Manny Franco riding the 5 here and no further.
No, Manny's not there.
Oh, okay. So he was scheduled to ride, but he's not riding.
Yeah, all the New York jockeys did not end up making the trip.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So maybe cause some of the scratches, to be honest. But yeah. So here and no further, is 5-2, second EquinEdge pick. But for me, I'm all about this 3% EquinEdge. Scott, which race? What race do you want to see? You tell me. Well, they had Southwest flights, Chris. Okay. AP
that was
had
my joke earlier today.
Had a rich butterfly. I just love the name Bryson Butterfly. I mean, I'm rooting this guy on all day. Trainer jockey 16%. I mean, I think this race is just bad, and this horse had a good. When you look, kind of. I mean, I have no idea where this horse is working, but that doesn't really matter to me. The concerning thing here is I have this gap, but I don't necessarily trust that. So these are the races where like when you're in like a pick 5, right? This is my thought process. You're in this pick 5, you have a bunch of horses, and then you're like, how did this horse beat me? I'm hoping that happens with the 7 here. The longest, well, it's 40-1 currently, but I think this horse could run. I really do. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, it could.
I mean, not a great GSR, but that's okay. This horse just is not nicely bred. So, definitely can sprint. Whether it can sprint here at maiden 45, we have no idea. But it's not facing anything crazy. It's facing a lot of horses that just can't win. So will be for sure interesting on what happens here. All right, they're loading.
Another jockey on Toledo.
Oldy Toledo.
Irish McDougal. Open the books. Brilliant Ice. Free gift with purchase. Luigi Spirit. Love you, bye-bye.
Yes, Tony, me too. Worth a bet, man. 40-1's wild.
9-5. Take charge.
EquinEdge long shot, first time starter. Amazing angle. I just needed to get first, second, or third. First would be obviously amazing, but.
And they're off. Go with the lead, love you, bye-bye. Take
Not a good
charge
start.
to the outside. Also there between horses, Irish McDougal. On the inside is Per Diem. Here's Take Charge 2 trying to clear that speed and does. Take Charge 2 in front. Brilliant
7
Ice
now
moves along
running.
to the second spot. Then it's Per Diem down to the inside and Luigi Spirit on the outside. They're followed by Irish McDougal next. And Love You Bye-Bye is dropped to the back of the pack now. And here and no further, second last while racing on the inside and trailing the field is
7,
Open the
not
Books
running.
with 3 furlongs left to go. Take Charge 2 rolling right along with a 3-length advantage. Brilliant Ice in hot pursuit in
It's
that
like
chase in
Hamas.
second and gaining a bit of ground now. Another 5 back in Per Diem trying to fire on the inside as they turn for home. Next is Luigi Spirit is racing in fourth into the stretch
he's
now
not
for
in the
11 and a half
race.
left to go. And here's Brilliant Ice. Brilliant Ice on the outside up to grab the lead. And Take Charge 2 as they pass the furlong marker. Per Diem has moved into third. Down inside, Open the Books has picked up fourth. Outside is Luigi Spirit in fifth. It is Brilliant Ice in front and pulling away. Brilliant Ice 7-1. Opening up 5 at the finish. Take Charge 2 was second and Per Diem was third.
My son said, "That's strange. He's not even on the screen."
Yeah, good break by the 7, but everything after that, I don't think he knew there was a race going on.
Yeah, that was a bummer. Didn't happen. So, all right. And the 9 didn't win though. I wasn't surprised to see that. I mean, I didn't think that horse had to win. Gets on the lead and just kind of stops every time. The 3 was cutting back. I said this horse could improve. Maybe didn't take. Didn't really take much money, but
Yeah. The 9 did what we thought the 9 would do.
yep, for sure. All right. Now we finally, doing 4 tracks there is a little crazy. I will tell you all that. That was a little bit wild. I don't know. That makes it really difficult. I would tell you. So, Gulf or Santa Anita. Uh, getting rid of these screens. All right, Santa Anita, race 4.
Race 4.
Oldy, anything, the 5 is 3-5 currently with Flavian Pratt here. Top pace figure by a lot on the dirt. GSR says this horse will do okay. It's only 1 for 7 though on the dirt, but definitely from SOR perspective, coming out of Nolo Contesto, coming out of the tougher races, you can see that here. What was your thought here on the 5?
I thought the 5 could win here, but doesn't have to. It just looks like the type of horse that just maybe either needs the lead or just may not be that good. But yes, lone speed here. I thought the 8, I think I said I thought the 8 was really sneaky here, potentially.
Papele, Scott, is this jock still an apprentice? Yeah, he is. So Armando Aguiar, the apprentice, riding there, is also 12%. So definitely third win percent out of the horses here.
I mean, then the 4 is pretty obvious as my third choice. I think the 2 could run a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the pace here. I mean the 5 looks like he's just gonna get an easy lead. Is continually dropping in class. I think the 5s here is going to be very very tough. I'm not a fan of betting chalk, so you're gonna have to pair this horse with something else. But this horse could be tough. I mean, you look here, and this horse was racing an allowance company for a long time. It obviously broke its maiden, and they really didn't want to let this horse drop in class. It kept running second places, so maybe that's what intrigued them to continue. And then the hard part about seeing something like that is the course's confidence of all those second places, is going to be just as a 6-year-old, it's like, so that'd be my only concerning part for the 5 is like, is this horse just gonna struggle a little bit when it's facing, but if you look at all these horses, right? I mean, even the 4 has 6 second place finishes. So nothing crazy here. It's probably why you look at this. I mean, you see all these 1, 2, 7, 9, 8, 9%, right? And then, there's all these bombers here that potentially could win per the system. So,
Well, and there's nobody here you describe as lightly raced either. They're all pretty much raced about the same. Maybe the 6 is heavier raced than anybody else, but and they're all 1 win. There's no like exception for certain claiming prices in this where you have a horse that has 2 wins or 3 wins snuck in here.
it's awful.
5 didn't get the lead. And I was 458 on my now dead ticket here.
5 done. 2 EquinEdge long shot gonna win, I bet.
No,
Or the 4 gonna win.
well, I don't know. The 4's kind of hanging.
Here come the 2. 8.
I think it's the 2.
Wow.
2 or the 8.
Not gonna. I don't think you're gonna get there. Oh wow.
Yep, 458 was what I was, and 8. I said the 8 was sneaky there. The 8 had a big work. Yeah, it's a shame I couldn't have gotten the third leg home there and the single. I missed twice here, so I don't know.
Rough day.
We should
It all happened.
probably should have just singled the 8 there.
Yeah. Boom, Nate. Good job, man. Good luck. Nate? Are you live in the pick 5? Good luck. If so, Golden Gate race 3. We actually have a little bit of breathing room here. That was wild with 4 tracks. Maybe a little bit too much for future shows, Oldy. It was great to cover all those Stronach races, but that was pretty. They go on top of each other and makes it very difficult, I would say. So
Yeah, and now we have some time to breathe here. The system really likes the 4 here at Golden Gate. I don't know what your thoughts were, but it's an 8K claimer.
yeah, I thought that the 1 as a first time starter was interesting. This horse is 7-2 currently. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Second time starter.
Well, sorry, yes, the second time starter. It ran really well as a first time starter. That's what I meant. So it's a second time starter. He's abbreviated with the STS. It ran well here, though. I thought with Pena from Wong. This horse is EquinEdge second pick. It's a second win percent. I think is going to be dangerous here. I didn't like the 3 at all. I thought the 5 wasn't all that interesting. I was not a huge fan of the EquinEdge long shot 6 at 1%. Obviously, it's the long shot, but why did it not choose the 2 or 5? I have no idea. It looks like the 1 is now the favorite, so a bunch of money just came in. But to me, this was between the 1 and 4.
Well, and I'll say it's Golden Gate, so it doesn't take that much money to move these lines because the pools are smaller. I like the 3 though. I think the 3 could really run here. You look 2 back. Got the right pace set up. The time before. This might be the right group for this horse.
Well, it fits, man. I mean, it raced in a 46 and got 5th. And when you go back to 40s and 42s, it's running seconds. So if you look at the pace here and say, okay, 4, you're going to go, which I think is going to make that horse dangerous. It's also dropping. It's going to be very hard to beat that horse. I think the 1 can run. I think the 3, though, I just struggle. I'm like, you're off slow.
Yep.
Then you struggled versus tougher. This horse is at least not the favorite, but can this horse break? What adds Radke? So, it's probably not necessarily a jock upgrade, but you get a different jock on it. I don't know how he compares to getting a horse out of the gate, but I'm with you. I mean, this horse is 18%, so I wouldn't be surprised.
And you should note, going from dirt to synthetic, there's a big GSR jump on the 5.
Yeah, I think I saw that 11 points. Yeah. This horse has a nice work too. So, I mean, maybe this horse can run. The 2 is bred to sprint on the Tapeta. I'll tell you that. I mean, not that it's anything outstanding versus dirt and turf, but it's definitely bred to sprint on the Tapeta. And so, I think the 2 is the 2 a price play. Yeah.
It's the money back.
Yeah, these don't. I mean, you don't see these win a ton, but and this horse has just not been running. But maybe it gets back to the synthetic where it started. I mean, this horse can maybe improve. I think the 4 is going to be tough though on the lead. To be honest, that would be my thought process here. Yeah, K Reed, I'm probably with you. Cindy, you love the 5. Uh, Stormy Joe. This horse has increase in GSR, as Oldie said, and this horse, first time synthetic. Cindy, what else do you love about the 5? I'm not surprised to hear that, though. I think this horse is working well too, is what
Mhm.
I read. Is 9%. So if you look at it from that perspective, that the 4 is nothing amazing, and it is dropping in class, but it doesn't have to win here. The 5 may be the pick, Cindy, to your point of a horse first time synthetic. The 3 has been struggling to win. The 1 is a second time starter, so yes, it ran well, but in its first maiden, but and for sure can improve drops a little bit. But you might have a good point. Oldie, you talked about the 5 too.
Yeah, no, it could be the 5 here. Um, those have a 3-star work, gets the GSR jump. And, the 1's works aren't bad either.
Yeah, I
Here,
think the 1's gonna run. I would not be surprised. That between when I looked at this, right, I was all about the 1 and 4, and the 2 and 5 kind of being under, I would say. But I think the 1 is dangerous though, because the 1 horse performative. I mean, this horse has only raced twice,
right.
so like I mean, it for sure can improve here. Where you look at somebody like the 4, who, right, so got the lead easy and stopped, but that was a 50. So it did duel a little bit, it says. So, and then tried to stalk here and couldn't. So this horse is going to get the lead. The 4 beat the 1. Well, yeah, I mean, so on 12-11, they raced last time, got second by 3 lengths, but that was the 1's first race. Okay, Reed, that would be my only comment. Like, the 1 has opportunity to improve, and this horse got 3 by 3.5 lengths, and the 4 just barely finished ahead of it. So, but the 4 was not on the lead, so that would be the 4 is probably going to get the lead today, I would guess.
I mean, that's the way it looks on paper.
Hmm. Yeah, and Scott, I mean, it is risky. I mean, 2-year-olds maiden claimers at 8,000, so pretty much, I don't know if it's probably not the bottom, maybe the bottom level no, it's probably not even the bottom level for maiden. But I mean, good sized purse. I mean, 13,000, so will be interesting kind of what happens here. So, um, what else? Anything else on this, Oldie? We actually
Yeah,
like
I'm
have
gonna play a super here. I'm gonna go
super.
1-5 over 1, 3 through 5 over all for $7.20.
Yeah, Mr. Dinnerman has the 4-1-3, so thinking obviously a little bit similar to what we've talked about.
I just look at the 4. The 4's gotten the lead twice and has stopped both times. I mean, not a huge stop, but stopped enough. But the 4 also looks like he tends to not get the lead.
I mean, I would guess if if the 4 somehow doesn't get the lead, I would not be the 1's probably going to wire the field, would be
Yeah.
my opinion. Um,
Well, another way to
but
look at this is the 4 has broken slowly 3 of its 6 races.
yeah, you see that here, broken, off slow. Here broke out,
Yeah.
and then here broke third. And probably I think somebody K Reed I think mentioned to watch that race, but this is where I wouldn't be surprised to see from this December 11th race. Oh, the 3 came out of that race too, didn't it? It did. The 3 was in that race too and ran 5th. So the 3, the 1, and the 4, that I really don't like the 3 then, because this horse tried to stalk, which going to try to do the same thing versus both these. This horse can't win.
But if the one's closer to the pace there with the 4, maybe it tires the 4 out. And there's just nobody. We don't know what the horse that won was like.
Yes,
Yeah.
without the link feature, I do agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see if I can pull that race up real fast here on my phone.
Yeah, Cindy, I mean, I don't disagree with you. The thing is, I mean, this horse is well, we don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this horse can. I mean, it did pass some horses last time out. They went 22 at first call. Yeah, and the 4 didn't get the lead, which I think if I know we're talking a lot about this, but we have the time. Like, it should get the lead today. I mean, the 1 or the 2 is, I'm guessing, not going to get the lead. The 3's not going to get the lead. I mean, I'm guessing the 5 doesn't. This horse just looks to break awfully slow, and then the same with the 6. So, if it could just come 4-1, right? If the 4 doesn't get the lead, I think the 1 is going to be really dangerous as long as he can break. It's not a Cowbred race, but every horse in here is a Cowbred except for the 3.
Sound like you're making a commercial for Cowbreds here.
All right, we're getting close.
I mean, it was a pretty hot pace, and the winner pressed and won off the turn, and the other horses weren't really a factor. I don't see somebody with that kind of class here.
No, I mean, this horse is dropping in class too, right? It's dropping in SOR, I guess. It's not necessarily dropping in class. I mean, this was the same race. It just came back a little bit tougher, but it's consistently been dropping. So it's in the right spot. I would guess if this horse gets the lead, it's going to win. Pace says it is going to get the lead. I would not be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, it's interesting though that they're dropping that horse. That they've dropped that horse a bunch of times, but they haven't tried a different distance.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably. I mean, you look here in GSR, it's not awful. I mean, it's not. It definitely, if it went a little bit longer, but I mean, if it gets the lead, I think it's going to be tough.
But maybe it would be better going 6 or 6.5, where it could get the lead and not have to go as fast. All right, we're loading.
Red light is on, as Matt would say.
Number 3 to kick off our Golden Pick 6. Performative of Loaded to the inside post. Hot Rod Jimmy in the red jacket. Sun and Surf. Here's Stormy Joe. Two back, Meet Chaos coming up. And to round out the field, Chivago, your current favorite. Here's Chivago. We're ready to go. And we're off. Chivago in the middle of the pack is showing speed with Stormy Joe. Here comes Performative, part of the action on the lead. Chivago with a head in front. Performative right there. Stormy Joe is 3 deep on the course. Chivago trying to get to the fence. He's got the lead narrowly. Stormy Joe keyed up on the outside, pressing this favorite hard with a half-mile left. Performative off the top pair. He's in a good spot third, just ahead of Hot Rod Jimmy. 3 back to Me Chaos, and 4 more to Sun and Surf, well out of it as they charge into the far turn. Chivago with 3 furlongs to go. The leader of neck. Stormy Joe's been hounding him throughout. Then comes Performative. He's getting outside into the 3 path. Hot Rod Jimmy is asked to go in the 4 wide path at the quarter-mile marker here. Chivago is still in front with his head in front now. Stormy Joe has run a good race, is right there battling. Performative is tipped outside. Hot Rod Jimmy is next as they come down the lane here. Chivago turning away the challengers. Chivago by 3. Performative is second. Chivago 16.
Well, that was not surprising. We talked a lot
Right.
about that though. So I mean, the Forest got the lead. The five tried, but that wasn't gonna happen. That horse got the lead, and the golden hour play. Chris, we're gonna do it. I think that's how we'll kind of probably close out the show. Oldy, what do you think? Not like this moment, but we still have a couple races at Golden Gate, but it will give me, we can kind of talk races and watch races, and I'm going to like side. I did not look at the Golden Hour, so I only looked at the first 5 races here. So, but I will do it on the side. Oldy, I know that you did, and that will help me as you go through yours. I will kind of, but I'm going to on the side kind of put one together here over maybe the next probably half hour, Oldy, since we got probably, another 40-ish minutes to probably get to Golden Gate race 5 or so. I'm trying to think, but let's we got Santa Anita in 10 minutes. Has Oaklawn not gone off yet?
Well, we got Tampa in 2 minutes, closing out that carryover.
What's the will pay? Is anybody alive?
I did not look in our group and see if anybody's alive. I know Leo was alive to that lag, but he's making some angry and not great emoji in our group chat. So I think he probably died the race before. I thought Montauk Summer might be a single here. It's unless the 2 original runs back to his 2021 form. I mean, he was off almost a year, didn't run first time out, and has some huge work. So maybe the 2 at 5-2 is the play here.
There's a lot of, I mean, the rail is out at Tampa. This horse is going to be on the lead, but the 7's going to press this horse, right? I mean, this horse hasn't been on the turf, though, so we don't really know. Wow, interesting.
Yeah, and the 10's tactical. And, those are the only 2 I really like here.
The 5, EquinEdge Longshot, then you have,
Yeah.
why not the 8? 8's taking no money, and this horse is 21% going to come off the pace, and it's EquinEdge first pick.
I see a closer that has out-kicked in its line. I see faded in the stretch in its line. If it's closing, it's not closing well. It does not have much of a kick.
I mean, here it definitely ran on better in the 60. This is too tough, though. I mean, here's what I like to see about the 8. So I placed a $10 win bet on the 8. It's top EquinEdge pick. The win percent is continually improving here versus some of these. You do get a jockey change, which I welcome because of what happened here. It definitely was semi-closing. This is too tough of a race, and look at the GSR. So, cross this off from the... Here, we look back here, I mean, this horse came from overseas. I mean, I think the biggest concern would just be maybe the rail out a little bit, but I think this horse probably has a little bit of speed. Has 2 second place finishes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the 8 run well. I mean, maybe it can't. I think it could win. I do. I mean, I haven't looked really at this race, but there's a lot of pace here, right? I mean, the 4 and 6 are just a toss, but you have the 2 who's going to be. This horse is going to have to get a lead comfortably without the 7 messing with it. I guess the question, Oldy, right, is the 7. We have no idea what this horse, what type of pace it's going to show on the turf.
Well, and also the 2. Did it need the race, or is it not the same horse? Because if the 2 just needed the race, from a class standpoint, the 2 wins this race.
If I see a year-long layoff, it's not the same horse.
Right. No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if it has something left, and the works look like it does, because if you look at these last 3 works are pretty huge, but maybe it should be running on the turf, or not on the turf, on the dirt. I'm just looking at the GSR tab. They're similar. They're both 62s. So maybe this horse should be running on the dirt based on those works.
I mean, the 10's having to step up in class. The only concerning thing on the 10. The 5 is a long shot and has burned a ton of money, but at versus easier, and then shows up here. I'm all about the 8. 6-1. I think this horse, if it doesn't win, it's for sure getting. I would guess this horse gets 2nd place. I mean,
I said when I was looking at it again, I had to do it all over again. I would have singled the 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I see the 2 stopping, the 7 stopping. I see, the 8 getting up at 21%. The 1's going to come on. We didn't even talk about Creed. I mean, this horse is dropping in class. Definitely needs to drop, though. It won a 70 on the dirt. I guess maybe it can run on the turf. Yeah. I see they're loading, but it has to, but the 8, I mean, Batista for Delgado hit at 25%. Morales is, probably dangerous here on the 1.
Yeah, I don't love the 1. I know a lot of people did. I saw a lot of people talking about it on Twitter. It just doesn't seem to run. I mean, it's only twice on the turf, but there's a lot of 5, 6, 10 plus lengths losses for that horse. And the 1 post, I think, is going to be tough here. Thank you. There we go.
And the race is on. Caught him in good line. Tapsational in the center. Original shows speed. Indian Fever is close up as well. It's going to be Tapsational, Indian Fever. These are the 2 that lead them on to the main course proper. Original just in behind them, along with Montauk Summer. They race the team 3rd and 4th, about 2.5 off the leaders up front. It's a space of 3 more back to Bullet Force, the pink colors, who came out in 5th. Another 2 then after that, back to a Shop and Azure Sky. They race the team back 6th and 7th. And at the back early on is Creed. The early trailer is about 9.5, 10 off the lead up front of Indian Fever. Antonio Gallardo and Indian Fever in front by almost 2 now. Tapsational yielded to that one. Going to sit back in 2nd. The opening quarter, 23 and 1/5 seconds as Indian Fever, long shot, takes him down the backstretch, 2 in front. Tapsational in 2nd. Montauk Summer out in the clear is the co-favorite. The other favorite to that one's inside is Original. They're 3rd and 4th. Length and a half more, then back to Bullet Force. The Shop starts to advance on the far outside.
Good job, Ashley. Nicely done.
Back to Azure Sky, and still nothing yet from Creek, who's at the tail. But now just 7 lengths covered good as they take the order. 47 seconds for the opening half mile. Indian Fever, Tapsational again coming up. Gauge on the outside. As they run past the 3/8 pole, it's Indian Fever neck in front. Tapsational getting closer. Montauk Summer looms up 3 deep, trying to come after this top pair as they turn toward the top of the stretch. The new leader is Tapsational. Montauk Summer right up alongside. Original, the white cap, going to look for room as Bullet Force tries to come. Is onto the seam just in behind, going to try to look for a seam, going to go toward the inside of Montauk.
1 can't get through, man.
Now has daylight, tries to
Oh yeah, one got it.
Bullet Force back there 3rd. Here's Creed, who surges to the front.
Yeah.
Montauk Summer back to 2nd. The eye of the tiger.
Put that horse in the winner's circle.
Montauk Summer for Bullet Force.
Sure, the one we talked about that horse right at the end, but
Yeah.
8 and 10 both ran good, so definitely could see the pace just kind of falling apart there. So
Yeah.
race. I think these races have gone off. They're just not clearing. Maybe on my yeah.
We're
Okay.
2 minutes to post at Santa Anita.
Yep, I see it here.
3
So
on
they're
your.
yep. So they're getting close there. Scott said, "Wow, wow, what happened? The one? Oh, he's talking. You're talking to. I'm tracking. So this was Santa Anita. Both our tickets are dead, oldie. But the 3 horse was the 32% to win. I know you spread here. Any thoughts? I thought this 3 horse would be tough, but 5 stop GSR, but 0 for 5. Has Keen to Go, has been on the turf, so
Yeah.
it did run in a 50 here last out. So Rail is out, I think. So keep that in mind. We saw this earlier, you all, just about the pace, which could make some of these horses up front dangerous. So just keep that in mind.
Well, and Scotty now has an SSP on the 3.
Single track mind. Yeah, I mean, this is the top win percent. I think this horse had a really big work, if I remember too, Oldie.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising, to be honest here. My only concern there would just be there is a lot of pace here. So, the rail has shown that the pace up front had won those first 2 turf races. So that would be my only kind of concern on what might happen here. So
I mean, it might be cheap speed here, though.
yeah, no, for sure. A bunch of maidens, you do have the 1 taking money, and look at the 4. The 4 is 5-1 currently from a 20-1 morning line in Genius Jimmy. So, for Michael McCarthy, JJ rides only hits at 9% though. And then look at somebody like the 5 with Maldonado. I talked about this horse for a minute. That horse ran really well last out from the 11 post at 75-1. So this horse is currently 29-1 and hits at 38%. Why is this horse not going to run well? So I think going to be interesting here at Santa Anita. We'll turn it over.
And why isn't the 10 going to run it? First time US, first time Phil D'Amato. He's pretty good with those horses. And it's just the post that I don't love there.
Fleet Feet going in. Azure Star to the outside. And they're off. Fleet Feet in the center out alertly. Carver has plenty of speed. Jeweled Shalala is down at the rail, and they're joined 4 deep by Azure Star. Just behind them comes Stonks, followed by Genius Jimmy, then Single Track Mind on the inside of Shadow Creek, who's about 8 lengths off the early tempo. San Anton is next on the inside of Keen to Go. It's Carver headstrong to the backstretch, leading the way while under a stranglehold in front of 1.5 to Azure Star in second.
Pretty quick.
Then Jeweled Shalala at the
22
rail in
and 4
third,
almost.
followed by Fleet Feet, who's now 4th. Then it's Single Track Mind, 5th along the inside. Stonks is 3 deep. Genius Jimmy between those 2. San Anton and Shadow Creek are next, and a length back to Keen to Go. Not much change as they head toward the far turn. It is Carver showing the way. Leads it by about 1.5 lengths to Azure Star in second. Jeweled Shalala hugs the rail in third. Then Single Track Mine and Fleet Feet pushed along on the outside, now taking 4th. Another 2 lengths back to Genius Jimmy. San Anton needs to find some racing room. Has about 6 to make up on this loose leader. Carver at the top of the stretch. Carver in front. San Anton now coming with a nice rally between horses and posing a threat with a furlong left to go. Here's San Anton with big strides after Carver. Carver, San Anton, single track mind in the center. Carver tenacious on the front end, turning away San Anton, and it will be Carver under Luis Contreras.
Same thing happened again.
Yeah. I'm going to take a quick pit stop.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, that's the third. I just lost my screen. Sorry, y'all. Like, it literally just took my... I'm gonna have to... Give me a second. My Chrome's crashed. Luckily, I have the stream on a second Chrome's tab. But, you all are gonna have to give me a second, because I'm gonna have to pull up... Give me 1 second, almost there. I had to like completely reload. Yeah, Chris Oldy went to the bathroom, and like right as he did that, Pat, well done. Good job. Alright, I think I can share this again. Oldy, right as you left, it like my Microsoft or my Google Chrome crashed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just had to run to the bathroom, guys. Sorry. So that's 3 in a row, one on the front end on the turf. But, you know, I will say that horse was able, even though the pace was hot in the first quarter, the second quarter was a 25.
Yeah, so slowed it down. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's what your point is. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, okay. Let me see here. I think I got it back.
Let me get my golden hour up just so I have that for you.
So we'll cover, what I think we can do maybe, Oldie, we have Golden Gate Race 4, and then maybe we can talk, Golden Hour here, maybe after. Let's look at this Golden Gate 4th race. It looks like, well, the 51% horse is currently 3-1, so.
That seems like a gift.
Yeah, let's look at Golden Gate, and then we can talk Golden Hour, maybe Santa Anita last, and then, you know, we'll hang around here, for another half an hour or so, maybe. So, you know, you have any... I thought this race, there was a few horses that I found interesting here, but did you have any thoughts on Golden Gate Race 4?
On race 4 at Golden Gate, let me pull that up real fast. That would be 51. There's a Scotty spot play there of the 1, by the way. We'll save ground on the rail, pace and tow, an extra half furlong big, catches the 3 late, is according to Scotty's notes. If it were me, I would have been, I was 1-3-4-6 here. I didn't think it was as clear cut as that. I think the 1 has a shot here. I think the 3 could go gate to wire. I think the 6 if the 3 doesn't go gate to wire, I think the 6 is really dangerous. Running late. I think if the 3 doesn't go gate to wire, the 6 is going to get the pace to run into.
Yeah, I think the same could be said for Jerry Jeff Walker, though, too. I mean, you look here, this horse has only raced 5 times, raced in a 58 and bobbled, and maybe that helped the horse, but it ended up running on and getting second and just missing at 23-1. And then shows up today, the win percent jumps from 4 to 8%. Rivera rides, Rivera trainer, Rivera jock. I thought this horse was interesting as the long shot, I also, the 5 scratched, which I thought was a little bit interesting. Hold on, got race there. But I thought the 3 could be tough here. I thought the 1 could stock off the pace. I could see that I think that was Scotty's point on the 1 being a spot play. The 2 taking some money, but then now floating back up. This horse, Mr. Midas, it did try. This horse ran right off and tried to stalk last out at 2% at 26-1. So a lot of these prices ran last out and then are now facing a lot, favorites in the 3, right? So when I look at the 3, the starter allowance race, and then you look at the 2, it's the same essential. They faced each other in that race, which is pretty wild. So something must have happened, because the 3 is 9-5 and barely won versus the 2, who is currently 16-1 and got 4th place. So go ahead.
The GSR indicates that the 2 really doesn't want that extra half furlong. But let me look at GSR Plus and see if that's just a...
Yeah, it's just low. It should be fine. It's only 4 points, so it's just a low GSR. Yeah, Scott, I don't disagree with you, which is actually, it makes it interesting to talk through in a betting race, because the 3 is 51%, and they raced against each other on 12-9, the 3 and the 2.
And the 1 and the 7, I think. Either 7 or 6 or both.
The 7 and the 6. 4 of these horses faced each other last out. So, but we can't see what, I don't know, the 3 didn't get the lead last time. So the horse that got the lead is not in this race.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, check the video. What video? Golden Gate? Oh. Which video are you talking about, Scott? Oh, like the race video? I can't, that's I'd have to go to TVG to pull up race replay. If somebody else wants to, they can, but it would be tough for me to do that. Actually, I had it up earlier, because I was watching a race, but yeah, you could. I think in the future, once the link feature comes, this is a perfect situation to see what happened there. Because it's why the 3 won the last race, but so the win percent says it's going to win today. Why would this horse not just win again? Right?
Well, the 4 is a new shooter. And it has a nice GSR.
Yeah. My only comment there, though, right? This horse just won. Now it's going to drop in here. It could win, right? That's tough to do. But it's taking money, so not surprising there. But this horse just broke its maiden at a 46 and is now facing these horses. But maybe they're all just not that good, right? They've all been racing against each other.
Yeah. And I also don't see why this is a 60, unless the 5 was a monster, which I guess it had a 68 SOR race, but it didn't really run in it. That scratched out of this. I don't understand the 62 SOR on this race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing to your point, it was being driven by this 5 somehow. Um, that is interesting, though, because it says this race is potentially tougher. And it even more to me says the 3 is going to win because it won last time. And this horse hasn't even been on the lead in both of these races for Doug O'Neill.
And is gaining in GSR.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I think the 3 is to your point could be a gift here. Beat the 3 out of the gate last race. The rail horse that was in the race. Cindy, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So this horse was forced to stalk off the lead and still won. You know, the 2, this horse breaks well the last few races. The 2 is obviously fairly fast too, but it's going to be very tough for this horse, in my opinion, being on the inside. I'm that 5-2 to me. The 3 is a bit of a gift. Jerry Jeff Walker, Texas Ranger. I love it.
Well, and the 3 might just be moving up and, taking steps up the class ladder, so to speak. And, how does it qualify for, well, I guess it's a restricted lifetime. I'm trying to figure out why it qualifies for non-winners of 2.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You'd have to probably dig.
Yeah, I don't feel like reading the conditions right now, but I'm going to take a quick glance at the works here. I don't remember seeing anything in this race.
Golden Daily Double, we're at 3 into the 1-3. Okay, we'll cover Golden Hour maybe. Well, we can start it right after this race.
Yeah.
Because we still have 15 minutes till Santa Anita, so we can talk Golden Hour. I am going to be probably. I did not look at the late half of these cards, so.
The 2 has a nice work.
In my room. So the 2 has a nice work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that horse is dangerous. I mean, the 1 is currently looking like the favorite, although it's tied with the 3, and the 4 taking money. But the 2 is, I mean, this horse is lightly raced. I mean, it's only raced 6 times, and won a 54 to break its maiden, right? Mm-hmm. So 25,000 state bred maiden claimer, and then has been running well. Tried to stalk last out. It's probably going to be in the same situation today, I would guess. But at 14-1, to me, seems like a gift.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean,
Daily Double, Brad. I'm following. Go ahead.
It just missed 12-9.
Hold on. Go ahead, Oldy.
Yeah, I was just saying it just missed. You're muted again.
Nah, I'm talking to my son. Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the 2 could run here. I think that the risk is the 2 could also, well, it really, so on the dirt against 64s, it didn't show up. It just seems like maybe it doesn't want dirt. I don't know. It's an Emerald Downs horse.
I mean, that was a stakes race. They were probably going insanely fast.
Yeah.
Would be my guess. The thing about this horse, though, which is crazy, so this horse, this horse is talented because, look, in a maiden race, it got second, and then they immediately threw it into stakes companies. So they thought a lot about this horse. I don't know any of these people, but it was facing in tough stakes races here, but didn't run. And then it won on the lead. It's interesting here that this horse was able to stalk because it hasn't shown that it's been able to kind of stalk off the pace, and it was able to right here. I don't know. Maybe that was an anomaly, to be honest.
Yeah, or maybe maybe it won't want the extra half a furlong.
I'm liking the 3. I know Scotty's spot plays on the 1, but I think the 3 is going to be difficult. We'll turn over to Matt. They're loading.
All right, Matt.
About autism, post position 4. Jerry Jeff Walker. And to round out the field in honor of autism.
Scott, what's up?
What's up?
We're ready to go. And Laura. Uneventful beginning. There's a lineup for the lead. Talk about autism's got a share of it. Mr. Midas, strut on Louis between that pair, emerges from the pack and sticks his neck in front. Here's Mr. Midas, though, quicker. Mr. Midas with the orange blinkers strides out, leads narrowly. Strut on Louis will play a pressing role. He's on the outside of the leader down the back stretch. The two autism horses.
You're muted.
Was it muted the whole race?
No, you muted it mid-race.
Yeah, sorry. It's Good job, Tony. Well done. Yes, Scotty was right. Yes, this has just been a troublesome day. It's been a rough one. All right. Oldy, I know I did not even look at golden hour, so and I'm not, we'll probably log off here shortly, but I'm happy to, if you want to talk through that. I will listen, and I might put a ticket together. It may not even make sense, just because I didn't really spend much time on it, and
Yeah.
but I'm happy to walk through this since we have 10 minutes. If you want to tell me, we still have a little bit of time till this happens, but I think it's good we cover it now. We have 10 minutes still. Santa Anita race 6. So, what was your budget for golden hour, Oldie?
120.
Okay. All right. Why don't you give me, that's Ticket Generator's ticket if anybody has interest in that. It's singling the 6 there in leg 3 at Santa Anita, the 2-year-old stakes race at the end, Manhattan Jungle. But how did you, why don't you give me your ticket, Oldie, first, and then we can go back and talk through it.
All right, I am 1358.
Okay.
357.
Hold on. Okay.
Then 56.
Okay.
And then 34579.
All right. So, yeah, the one did, Brad. I love that's great, Tony. I love hearing that. Boom, that's awesome. So, all right. Santa Anita race 8, first part of the late golden hour. Oldy, you're 4 deep here in 1358. Win percent says this horse is, or this race looks wide open, but the 8 on the lead, economical, top win percent, top EquinEdge pick, top win percent. EquinEdge morning line likes this horse, but you spread a little bit here. But all these horses have won once, so this is gonna be a tough race. But talk me through here the 1358.
Well, the 8 is also 0 for 6 at the distance. So keep that in mind. The 5 would be my top pick at 20%. Has shown it can rate a little, was just running against too good of a group last time out. Should get the drop it needs and the relief it needs here, working pretty well. The 1 is a little interesting here. Just missed a couple times here. And, may like the Santa Anita track a little better, but fits class-wise. And then the 3, big GSR, hasn't really run well lately, but looks like maybe it will here. It just might be the right time for this horse. Has a nice work. The 7 scares me a little bit. I didn't use the 7, but the 7 coming back on the drop scares me a bit, even though it's has issues breaking.
So the 8, did you? So this horse is only won once, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But to your point, doesn't want to, maybe doesn't love 8 furlongs. It's been running at 8 furlongs at Del Mar at this level, gets a second, then doesn't run sprints, which GSR says should have done well, and it did in a 46. But they continually keep going 2 turns here.
Yeah.
So, to your point, I mean, this horse struggles at 8 furlongs. Is going to be, on or near the lead, right? With Big Swede, potentially being there. But I get, this horse doesn't look like anything like a lock for sure.
And I bet if I look at it, you would like the 9, the long shot.
Yeah, let's look. So Maynard, you're not. This is good you said that, because maybe this will help me put together a ticket here on the fly. So Maynard has a win and a second, 9%, second GSR. Diego Herrera riding second time for Paul Aguiar. So if we look here, I always say, what have you done for me lately? So I look and I'm like, oh, you're going to cross this race off. I don't even need to look at it. Just cross it off. And then win percent is definitely down. This horse raced at Santa Anita and nearly won off the pace in the 5 post. Gets a little bit of, it's going to be in the 8 post. So it's going to be in the furthest out post. But this horse does have some speed versus the 5 and 7. So as long as this horse can find position, it gets off the turf. I mean, if you look at these 3 races, and it was in the 9 hole here, this horse just has to break. If this horse breaks, I bet it wins. Why? You didn't use this horse, though, Oldy. How come?
Yeah, so I'm looking at this horse. I'm looking at Ran. They tried it in a sprint last time out. Against 48s, wasn't really close. Broke slowly there. I just wonder, just like the rest of these, I mean, you got to make a decision somewhere. And, looking at this, the only time this horse ran was against maidens at 42, a 20K maiden. The rest of these races are pretty tossable.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if you just, this horse wants to go 2 turns on the dirt, right? Yeah. I mean, look at that. And the turf, it should have been okay. So if you go back to the turf races, these races didn't run great, ran okay here. But, if you say this horse prefers the dirt, it finally gets to the dirt for the second time, right? They
Yeah.
should have kept this horse on the dirt. And then it nearly wins again in a 44 after breaking its maiden, which is never easy. And then it gets pinched here. It doesn't break well. If you cross both these races off, this horse, you look at both these races here, this horse 100% is going to fit big time to sit off the pace. It's shown that it can stalk and won and got second. So I would, as of now, like in a race where you might have to spread some, I think this horse is very dangerous without looking at any other horses.
You convinced me. I added it.
Well, do you want me to just add it to your ticket here?
Yeah.
So it'd be 140. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll notice I didn't use the top win percentage in the next race because that horse just looks like it burns money.
Yeah, let's keep going. I might single the horse in my golden hour. So how much time do we have? 2 minutes. So let's well, why don't we, Oldy, let's turn it over here. I'm gonna get my sound right this time. Like, this has just been a struggle today. So we have 2 minutes. Let's turn over to Santa Anita. You can talk through anything else. We'll come back to the golden hour because we still have time. It's not like we have to immediately jump to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna get our sound right and everything.
Those blinkers off. You never really know until they come out of there, but I expect that horse
Can
to
you hear
be
okay, Oldy?
forwardly placed. Another one that I thought would be more forwardly placed this time was the number 8, Feeling Flush.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It had some speed in its second race here and placed second by 10 lengths, but the good horse beat her in All Dialed In, which is won a few races here for Sean McCarthy, and I think that one could have a chance at getting the lead today too.
Horses are approaching the gate. The first here is Awesome Donna, this 3-year-old filly. She came a little bit early down here. She's behaving herself very well, though. Blinkers have been removed for this start. I wanted to touch, too, on the jockeys that are riding in this race. You know, for Maiden 20, and we've got some of the top jockeys around the world. Frankie Dettori rides the number 10, Sabadia, and you've got Flavian Pratt on the number 5, Big Bell. It's just, strong. That's how strong our colony is.
I was going to say, too, just because they're in maiden 20s doesn't mean they're bad horses. It just might be that they belong to run together. And when you see jockeys like Flavian Pratt and Frankie Dettori...
Actually, they're usually pretty bad horses.
You know, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that maybe this is where they just belong and they can have a shot at winning.
I think that they figured that out last time out when Maldonado was aboard Sabadia. Just got beat 1 length behind Adams Creed. That's in the Tim Yak Teen Barn, that winner. And I thought that was a very solid race for that 3-year-old filly by Square Eddie down at Del Mar on the main track. 6.5 furlongs is the distance. They are getting close. Look like everybody is behaving themselves. We will turn it over to Frank Miramati momentarily. He will have the load and the call.
P. Thank you, honey.
really good game. The game just started. Take the photo cameras off. They are 2%. Snow. Okay. Vida. Ia follow bad weather. Left with bad water. Making dolphin.
Horses at the gate. Pick 4 set to begin. It's post time for the 6th.
I kind of wish we would have covered the last of this, y'all. Like, I was just kind of looking at it on the side, trying to look at the golden hour and stuff, and this is a super interesting sequence. I just didn't look at the late part of Santa Anita. I don't expect us to always go super long.
Last few runners left to load. Hot Rod Mama. Sapadilla to the outside. They're in the gate. And they're off. Sugar is very quick. So is Feeling Flush, who's hustled for early speed. Sapadilla on the outside, up to take a narrow lead. And Big Newton is 4th in the early going, followed between rivals by Big Bell 5th, and about 3 lengths off the speed. Warren Showbiz is next and widest of all. Down at the rail, it's Worthiness with Awesome Donna between those two, and Hot Rod Mama trails. Feeling Flush, Sapadilla head to the 3/8 pole together. Then Big Bell, Big Newton, Sugar at the rail. A length and a half behind them to Worthiness, and Warren Showbiz is just 4 lengths off the lead. Awesome Donna, Hot Rod Mama has tailed off a bit. Sapadilla and Feeling Flush continue to do battle with Sapadilla now about a half length in front. Big Bell coming after the top pair third. Sugar is behind them, looking for a bit of room.
One gotta get
and then
through.
comes Worthiness. They're at the top of the stretch. It's Sapadilla. Sugar continuing to await running room.
Wow.
Angling out for the
Found
drive,
its
and out coming
space.
after Sapadilla. Outside of them, it's Big Bell in third, and then Worthiness, a 16th to go.
The
and
two
Big
is
Bell on the
rolling.
outside surges to the front in the late stages. Big Bell by a neck, by a half, by a length and a half. Big Bell proves best. Sugar, Sapadilla, then Worthy.
Well, so, Yako, good call on the 1-5-10 exact, I don't know what the 9 to win. I'm not sure. Are you doing that over the 9, maybe? I don't know. But, Oldy, the 1 and 5 are kind of bumping each other there, so that's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. I mean, the thing about it, though, is, like, I don't know if you could technically, like, claim foul on the 5 versus the 1.
I thought the 1
now.
committed the foul, actually.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm with you. I mean, I think that's going to be tough. So, yeah, Cindy, good luck. Wish you a happy new year as well. Not been a great day. Ashley, good luck. But it can't always be winners, right? It's never easy. So, but good luck, Cindy. Thanks for coming. Bad riding on the 2, Scott. I just saw the horse coming. I didn't see what happened. So if I'm gonna hold on only because I'm gonna do this on the fly. I'd probably just single this horse at the moment. So okay, let's go to we still have 9 minutes till Golden Gate. So let's hold on. we'll cover that Golden Gate race, Oldie. We can finish up the golden hour, and then we'll probably be done for the day. Okay. So Golden Gate race 5. I thought this race was wide open. This will be interesting to talk about though. So we'll cover that. Let's keep talking golden hour though. You in the next leg were 3-5-7 at Golden Gate. I only looked at the first 5 races there, so I haven't looked at this, but the 9 is the top win percent. Number 9 again. You didn't get rid of you tossed that horse you mentioned, but tell me about the 3-5-7 and why you tossed the 9.
And the 9 just looks like it burns money to me. Is better as a sprinter than it was when they tried it long, so it concerns me a bit here. I think the 7 might get an easy lead.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it stops a lot, but does have a win against 70s. So I don't think if you're looking back at other horses sprinting, and then they took it to the grass, and now it's coming back to the synthetic, and it had one win in that time on the grass as well. 100% needs the lead. There's no question. There does not appear to be all that much extra speed here. The 2 looks outclassed. The 4 looks like he could run. I like the 5 a lot here. Coming late, they tried it going long also last time out and immediately came back to sprinting. And then the 3's won 2 of 3.
Yeah, at mid 60s SOR too.
Yeah.
Gonna be coming off the pace sprinting, which is never easy. I feel like at Golden Gate, it's easier to do that going 2 turns, but definitely it looks like, this is the top SOR along with the 7, who to your point. So you kind of have somebody on the front end and then the 2 closers here. Anything else, Oldy, before I was just going to look through this a little bit?
No, I want to hear your thoughts too.
Yeah, I'm with you on the 7. So if I look at that and then the 2, right, I think, I just put here, I think this horse is cheap and like outclassed. Like, is it going to mess with the 7? Oh, maybe. I don't know if it's fast enough to this. That's why the 7, I think, is dangerous. And then you go to the 4. This horse, it was able to kind of stalk here, but that was versed much easier. And then, it does have a win back in a 52 here. So this horse is also coming from Emerald. It probably was in the Kent Stakes there, as a filly 3-year-old, and then just hasn't been running. But then it's like kind of back in form. I guess not even back in form, but it gives onto the synthetic and just has been a different horse, to be honest, right? After these races here at Emerald, where they dropped it in claiming and it just like didn't run, and then it drops into allowance races and is like back in action. So that's a little bit interesting, to be honest. And that's at 6%. The 8 Little Morning Line Angle has 1, 2 in a row. Big drop in win percent though. Big hike up in class. Maybe a little bit interesting. The 1, the EquinEdge long shot, is raced well at the distance. And this horse looks interesting, right?
Yeah.
You didn't use this horse, Oldy, as EquinEdge long shot. It's a 56 here in wins, and then it does jump up in class, right, to all these allowance races after in that maiden claimer. And this horse has been a completely different horse, right? I don't know if this horse was claimed or what, but this horse has been running really well.
Yeah, a lot of these horses have been running well.
That's
the thing.
Yeah, so then you have the 9, the second EquinEdge pick. This horse could rate off the speed. This is a tough race, I would say. Like, I don't agree, or I do agree with you on the 3-5-7, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse also run, some of these other horses run well. So All right, we still got 4 minutes. So let's go to the next race. So this is the last race at Santa Anita. The 6 horse is just an absolute massive win percent here. What were your thoughts here on the 6? You went too deep, so you weren't comfortable enough to single the 5. What were your thoughts here on the 5 and 6?
All right, so the 6, second time you asked, last time was the juvenile fillies turf at the Breeders' Cup. I've been quoting that statistic about 9% next time out. We saw a horse lose in race 3 coming out of that race as well. I think this horse could win. I think this horse has been in against better than this group, and is got enough speed here that it should be close enough to the front end. And then the 5, it's Graham Motion. He ships well. JJ on the turf. Just big works as well. And only 11% on the win percentage. Oscar Performance has been a pretty good sire both on the turf and the dirt. But those are the only 2 I would use here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I have a note here. I just said tough trip on the 5, G. Lowry. Oh, I remember this horse.
I might like the 5 more if this wasn't playing so much to the front end, too.
Yeah, that is interesting. The pace here looks really hot. I was just looking at the workout reports. So oh no, I'm not looking. Oh no, I am. No, I wasn't looking in the right race. So let me get rid of those. That was the 7th race. So yeah, I mean,
the 6 is a big drop.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, the 7 I think is interesting with the pace that we've been seeing. And you have Maldonado, who's an aggressive jock for Doug O'Neill, and this horse has a big GSR. So, 1 for 1, I think, with the way that rail, it's at 20 feet, which the turf course is so big there. I'm surprised. I mean, maybe it's the moisture in the ground. I don't know. But, I mean, to your point, we've seen 3 on the lead winners or very close to the lead. So, I would see the 7 as being somewhat dangerous. It's EquinEdge long shot again. The 11, right? The morning line likes, that's a tough post, but this horse has speed. So as long as that horse can break, and Dettori's riding, so that horse is a little bit interesting to me as well. The 5 and 6, I think you're right. So I think you look at the 10. This horse is 2%. It won last out in a 44. It was sprinting. I don't know. Not anything I love. The 3, ran okay. It won in a 54 and then ran back in a 66. So, that horse could, I guess, somewhat improve for Kyle Frey, but EquinEdge morning line, but it's only 3%. I'd get rid of probably the 9 at 1% horse. I think you have these horses would scare me on the front end, both of these.
Mm-hmm.
But these horses are going to be close, Oldy, right? So I like your 5, 6 here. Like, I think both these are very nice horses. They're both coming from the toughest races. They're going to sit mid-pack. Maybe these horses do just kind of duel and speed out, and it's going to set up for the 5 and 6.
Well,
so
I will tell you the 6 is faster than you think. Or that this is showing, because I just pulled up the international scouting report for the Breeders' Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and this horse is fast.
Yeah, no, and I think it could sit a really good trip, right? I mean, it won in a 50 and a 68 back here, so I just think I don't think it needs the lead, right? So I think that horse is dangerous. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about whether it really wants the mile. That's my only question. That and just this trend of next out horses not winning coming out of the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely GSR goes down, but not by a lot. It's only 7 points less, so not awful. Well, we didn't even really cover the Golden Gate race, so we kind of ran out. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, we can jump over here and listen. Okay.
We welcome in our friends at FanDuel TV tuning in. Start of the late pick 4 here. A great sequence of that in this late pick 4. The next race, race 6 for 2-year-olds. And, well, we're going to have a delay here, ladies and gentlemen. Number 7, River Avenue, the first-time starter running loose on the course. So we will have a delay into the running of this.
Well, cool. That's going to give us time to talk about this, Oldy.
Well, I mean, let me give you one other way this could go. One other way so as I'm looking at this, I'm possibly leaning towards singling the 3 in the last. Winner of 4 in a row. Doesn't need the lead. I have a note on the horse asking how it went off at 9-1. You know, I think the 5 and the 9 are pretty quick, but I don't think either of them want to stay on.
Well, so we're waiting at Golden Gate. Why don't let's come back to, because we don't need to cover race 7 at Santa Anita. We just need to get to let's look at Golden Gate for a second. We'll come back to this and you can think about it. Because you can always change it, and then I'll give a ticket too. So so race 5. This was Ken, if you're still around. I bet the 7 first-time starter earlier. Here it is again. Has a good work pattern. I said River Avenue. It's not the EquinEdge long shot, but it's a first-time starter. I thought this horse might run and kind of I thought this race was wide open. I thought the pace could stop up front and somebody to come off the speed, which you have all these prices. And, you know, you have a bunch of horses that haven't won again, and you have somebody like the 7, a 21% for Eddie Jackson at 19-1. That's 8% that I think potentially could try to blow up the board. So the 7 just laid down in the gate, though. I just remembered that. So maybe scratch that. Or it ran off. The 7 ran off. So that's kind of a bummer. But anything Oldie here?
Oh, this is Golden Gate. Hold on. Race 5. Let me go back to it here. Give me a sec. So low-level claimers, you know, not good horses, as we discussed in the last race. I like the 2 a bit here as a price. I like the 9 as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, I look at the 1, and this is actually a more difficult group than last time out for the 1. And I'm thinking the 1 would be not a horse I would want anything to do with at 1-1.
Funky Gray, the EquinEdge long shot. I mean, 4-1 here on the EquinEdge morning line. You only got bet down to 8-1. Is 16% to win, right? Has raced 6 times. You know, gets back, has been kind of sprinting, going 2 turns, has burned some money, but is interesting. I mean, burned money at 8 furlongs, so it's going to 8 furlongs, but I thought that horse was a little bit interesting too. Don't love that it hasn't been able to win, but I don't know if this horse was Irving Orozco jumps on. So new jock from that standpoint. So a little bit interesting there.
Yeah. Cheapo Field, absolutely, Scott. The other one that I think is a little interesting at a huge price is a 7. At 8%.
No, we talked.
for
That was the
first
one I
time.
was talking about.
But that's the one that ran off, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only bummer there. I mean, I thought that horse was really interesting too, but running off is not helpful.
It's not.
But no, I'm with you. I thought that horse was really interesting just because his field is really weak too, right? I mean, you could see a lot of people potentially could win here, to be honest. So
Yeah, no, definitely. This is a really weak field. Yeah,
Well-
we're talking about horses that lost in 32 SOR last time out.
yeah, for sure. So you got Exacta Box. Good luck, Yako. Cheapo Field. I agree, Scott. Oldy, let's just jump back to there's still. I pulled this up on my other screen, so I'll kind of watch the Golden Gate, whatever goes on here. But let's jump back to Golden Hour. I gotta hop off here after we go through this and
Yeah, me too.
they're getting a little restless, I can tell. So, what do you want to do here? Are you going to single the 3 in the last, or?
I'm on the fence. I still haven't made a decision. The class-wise, the 3 is not as good as the 9 and the 5, but I don't love the 9 and the 5. The 9 doesn't win, but it's first time Wong, which is weird because it's named O'Neill's Legacy. The 5 appears to be the speed. The 5 and the 9 appear like they're going to go at it early. So is the 3 going to get caught up in that? And then does that set up for the 4? So look at the 4. The 4, for some reason, against Tougher didn't run, but against around this level previously has run pretty well. Sprinting.
I mean, it won 3 in a row back here
Yeah.
and went from a 36 to a 52 to a 56. They're going to go at Golden Gate, so we'll flip back over. Hold on.
Okay.
It's like Hawthorne, Scott. I love it.
Like Hawthorne.
P. Pax.
We're ready to go. And we're off. Dark Intent with an awkward break, drops to the back of the pack, flaps up from post 8, darting to the front, establishes a clear lead, flaps up, scampers 2 clear of the pack as they hit the turn. Airkita on the inside, Funky Gray now level with her. Funky Gray a clear second, Airkita back to third on the inside. Then comes Snow Hill, Reluctant is next. Chelina racing alongside of Naughty Flirt. They're running as a pair and they're well behind Flaps Up, who takes a hold of the bit and opens up on the competition, moving up the backside now. Coming back to Valdini, third last, just ahead of slow starting Dark Intent. And River Avenue, the first-time starter, is well behind, at least 20 lengths behind. A strung-out group down the backside being led by Flaps Up, who does not want to be rated today. Flaps Up well clear, about 5 ahead. Funky Gray happy to track from second. Stablemate Airkita, good position for her third approach in the turn. Another 3 lengths to Snow Hill. Reluctant has come under pressure, so is Chelina. Valdini, Dark Intent side by side. Naughty Flirt losing position. And River Avenue under a hard ride, well out of it. Around the far turn, Flaps Up has 5/16 to go. She's starting to struggle. Here come the 2 Mayati entrants. Funky Gray, Airkita. They're moving as a pair with a quarter mile left to go. And Airkita swings outside. On the inside, Funky Gray rides the rail off the turn as they come down the lane. Funky Gray's in front. Airkita charging on the outside into the second position. Snow Hill is third. Ducks to the inside for to the final furlong. Funky Gray, Airkita right there, and Snow Hill making her presence felt. Here she comes up the inside. Snow Hill and Kevin Radke ride the rail to the front, and Snow Hill will win going away. Snow Hill by 3. Reluctant gets up for...
Rail riding Radke.
It's a good ride. He's a good jock, man. I've watched him ride recently at Santa Anita. So, yeah, I think we talked about the two for a second. Snowy Hill, 8-1, 8%. So, all right. Oldie, did you get a chance to modify, adjust here? Any thoughts on what you want to do?
So I went 3-4-7 in the last, and I added the 2 and the 9 in race 2. Leg 2, I mean.
Leg 2, you added what?
The 2 and the 9.
Oh man! You're gonna. I didn't lock it, so you're gonna have to. What'd you go in the last? What'd you go in the last again?
3-4-7.
3, 4. See if it fixes first. Is that right? I think that might be right.
Yes.
Cool.
Same budget
right.
as the way I had it when I added the 9 in the first leg, but move some horses around.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So. Yeah, Brad. We love hanging with you guys. I hope you have a good, happy New Year too. And wasn't a great day, but they're always not going to be great. That's Oldie's ticket. If I was, I like this horse. I'm glad you pointed this out, Oldie. I think this horse has a big shot today. I would definitely, well, I took some notes here, I think, actually. So what did I say here? I said the 1, the 4, you were 3-5-7, so 1, 4, 9, probably. 1.
In which?
Yeah, this second leg, and then in leg 3, I thought the 7, the 11 was a tough post, but the 5 and 6 I think are going to be tough.
It's a pick off the bagel.
I would. Oh, the 11 is the top EquinEdge pick. That's right. Okay. I would probably play that. The last race I think is tough here though. So let's go here for a second. Let me look at this before we log off. So it's wanting to I would probably play that, I guess, without looking a little bit more, and ticket generator. I think let it do its thing. Unless, is there anything here? I mean, there's some prices there if you wanted to play. I think this last race though, it's interesting. I think the 3 is interesting. I think this race is tough, so I think you're gonna need coverage, I would say. But that would be my ticket, singling in the first leg to the 9. So that'd be mine. That's yours, Oldie. 150. Mine's 144. We appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has an awesome new year. I really do. It's been a great 2022. Oldie, stay safe. Everybody
You too,
else
man.
too. Anything departing words, Oldie?
Just thank you everybody for a great year and for showing up for us on the show and everything like that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. All right, y'all. Have a good weekend. Good luck if you're playing. Oldie, enjoy time with the family. We'll
You too,
be
man.
on after the new year. It's been fun. Good luck, all.
Oh,
Oldy,
one
go
other
ahead.
thing.
Yeah.
I believe Scotty, I texted Scotty and asked, I believe he's doing a show, or an AM show tomorrow, or a early afternoon show tomorrow. I don't have the exact time, but look for that as well.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. So, all right, y'all. Have a good weekend. Have a good New Year. Talk to you soon.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Bye. And good luck.